to your doorstep. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. Bringing it one closer to your doorstep. I was a lot by it. I was a lot at it. Ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We bring it one closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but e dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but e dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ kìnìún ló ló lajú. Ẹyẹ tó dorí kodò bí àdánwò ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga. Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ̀lẹ̀ tí ó tàn káàkiri. Ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ọgbọ́ ni wọ́n máa ń dé. Kásá, ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé gbúgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ọgbọ́ ni wọ́n máa ń dé. Ètò tó gbójú ọgbọ́ lárugẹ, à ń dásà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú ọgbọ́ ni wọ́n máa ń dé. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú ọgbọ́. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi tó ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájú mọ̀ mi. Má bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà o. À ń gbádùn rẹ̀, ọmọdé fẹ́ lárẹ̀ mi. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi kíbọ̀ tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ lájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin ló máa náwó òyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́kun pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia sáwà ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àkúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilé wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, gbọ̀ngbọ̀ngbọ̀ngbọ̀n. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe mí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòdù kan jòkó lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àgbésọ̀dálẹ̀, àgbésọ̀díkẹta. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àgùntàn, àgùnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia is around.
We give us latest.
Is around.
We give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kálẹ̀ sílẹ̀,
ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbódùn owó. Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó gbódùn owó. Koikimedia is around. I'm sure most of you have been waiting. It's a lot happening behind the scene. Not to do with Yoruba Nation, no. Just some other pressing issues that I'm dealing with. I don't go for long. So I've been I'm extremely busy, tired. But Babakito ni the more tó bá ṣe ń tired ìwà tó ń rẹwà. Tàbá rántí pé we have a better place to go. The stronger we come back. Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ kúkú ṣe inú lílé mi tí ń broadcast. Tí bá feel so tired. Àpá program. Màá kọ́ra lie down sílẹ̀ lẹ̀. Èmi máa ń like ń sùn sílẹ̀ lẹ̀. Ó dà kó máa ń jẹ́ kára yàn tó. I'm trying to pick where to start from. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mọ́mísí mi pé ó bí wa, ó dẹ̀ bí wa dáadáa. I was having some conversation with her this afternoon. And she was a little bit upset about how many of our mates to our Nigeria that are not getting support from the government. Many age mates and mom siwa at our parent, in the UK. And Faniton Jenny Louis. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òbí wa jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣé kò sówó ni? Kí ló fà? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I won't go into too much of details, but I can just share a little bit so that bí eléyìí á kọ̀ ṣe ẹni tó wà ní ilé lọ́kàn pé tí Mọ́mísí Kóìkì bá ń gbádùn ní London. Ṣé wọ́n ní kí mọ́mísí tèmi má gbádùn ni? Ṣé wọ́n ní kí dádì tèmi náà má gbádùn? What is the role of the local government? Iṣẹ́ wo gangan ni local government wà fún? As you grow in this country, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ìtọ́jú ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ wà fún ẹ. Bó bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí nílùú yìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìtọ́jú oríṣiríṣi wọ́n máa sọ fún ẹ pé eléyìí ǹjẹ́ wà wẹ́ pé ẹ ti lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí. Èmi ń lọ mọ́ example wá láti ta torí tíyàn bá sọ pé èèyàn kan ó lè má jẹ́ èèyàn kankan sí. I am talking about my mom. The benefit. Àwọn benefit kan wà tó ń lè fún wọn pé Are you aware of this? Do you know that this one is available for you? Oh, are you aware of this one? Kò need láti lọ lobby wọ́n wá bá nínú ilé ni. Wọ́n wá ń sọ àwọn ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ tí kò mọ̀ àti tó mọ̀. Torí she has lived there to know àwọn kankan náà wà táwọn náà need. Ẹ jẹ́ ká play anthem wa. I just hope that one day, láìpẹ́ tó ní jìnnà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa nílé, bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ lóbi mọ́, ẹ máa ro àwọn tí tó jẹ́ bí àgbàlagbà tó ń struggle. 2 people là ń jàjà yìí fún tó pọ̀ jù. Màá sọ àwọn méjì yẹn fún yín. Ẹ gbọ́ wọlé share button. We will manage it. Ìyàwó mi wọlé láti ibi iṣẹ́, ó ti rẹ̀. She was extremely tired. I am tired. Mo wá ní kí la máa jẹ. Ó ní ṣèbí inú ilé lòun bẹ́ẹ̀ mi.
ó ní ṣèbí inú ilé lòun bá èmi ò ṣe ti ronú tèmi máa jẹ kóhun tó dé. Mo ní mo ti ń rò náà, but I was busy doing some editing. I'm doing some work that has got nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. And it's also taking a bit of my time. Àwọn research kan wà, àwọn information kan wà tó máa wúlò fún wa, tó dẹ̀ máa wúlò fún mi náà tí mò ń ṣiṣẹ́ lé lórí. Mo á ní ó dà pò sí ọbẹ̀ fọ́kàn lánàá. Èmi á lọ tẹ bá ìbámu Jẹ̀bú lèmi. Èyí tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ yẹn lèmi ò mọ̀. Òun náà ló máa ròyàn, mo lọ dàbẹ́. Ó wá ní òṣè jẹ́ kájọ ròyàn yẹn. Mo nírọ̀ èmi ò lè dúró. Torí tébi bá ń pààyàn, mo ṣe máa ń rí understanding reason tí ìgboro máa fẹ́ dàrú ní next week. Torí ebi kò ń ṣe tíyàn gbọ́dọ̀ mú mọ́ra. Kò ń ṣe pé mo ò tí ì fi kankan sínú látàárọ̀ àbá ọ̀sán tí mo ti jáde, but àrùn inú mi sọ fún mi pé àsìkò ti tó láti jẹ̀mí. Mo dẹ̀ bọ́ sí kitchen, mo gbómi kaná, mo plug ẹni o, mo tẹ̀bà, mo yára wọ́n mu ọbẹ̀ fọ́ mi. But ní tí mo fẹ́ fà ń bẹ̀ ni pé ilé tẹ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kó tò ní UK, ẹjọ́ máa partner ìwà àtìyàwó ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń dé ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀, torí ẹ máa lagi mọ́ra yín, tẹ máa bọ́ sójú títì, tá máa capture yín, tá máa gbé sórí social media. So when she eventually started doing her own pounded yam, mo ní kó jẹ́ kí n ràn lọ́wọ́, because she's tired. So I end up, even though pé mo ò ní jẹ nínú pounded yam yẹn, mo bá rò díẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀. Òun ló kàn ó tún sẹ̀ pé ṣé bébì mo ní mo fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe, ó ṣe tún stress ara ẹ̀. But ṣé wá mọ àwọn mélòó tó jẹ pounded yam yẹn, àwọn Mọ̀dúwà jẹ́ ń bẹ̀. Ṣé àwọn kó tó wáyé pé mo bá rò tó wáyé pé mo bá rò nísìn for example, ó lè má ṣe tàwọn Mọ̀dúwà, but kò ní má lè má ṣe. What I'm just trying to explain there is that Europe ló ń pe bíbáyìí, where it is very tough, extremely tough. So ẹ má rò pé ìtẹ́ wà nílé nìkan lè ń face difficulties. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mo yé nísìn. We are also going through a lot. And látara pé à ń go through a lot yẹn, inú ẹ̀ làwa ń yọ, tá ń yọ. Ta ló ní NNPC? Ọ̀rọ̀ máa jáde díẹ̀ lálẹ́. Ta ló ní NNPC? Ṣáṣọ́ pé Nàìjíríà ló ṣì ní NNPC àbí wọ́n ti tà? Mo ro ti máa jẹ́, mo kàn rò pé bóyá kí n púṣẹ̀ léyàwó mi lórí kó lọ ṣe ni. Nígbà tóun náà wá dé tó ní látàárọ̀ tóun ti lọ. Ó ń rẹ Gaza, àmọ́ ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó ń rẹ Gaza lóòótọ́. So please let us try to balance our home. Kò ṣe pé à ń sọ ilé, it's just to balance the home. Especially in tẹ̀sẹ̀ ṣẹ́ra àwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà, àrà tó bá wọn lọ lè dà. Because tíyàwó bá dáná, ó lè lọ bá girlfriend, ó lè lọ jẹun lọ́dọ̀ ya búkà. But in Europe, it's a tough place to live. Bàdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run. Ká plan tẹ̀ wá, ká lè máa tẹ̀síwájú. We hope to end this program by 12. Hopefully 3 hours. So let's make use of all the time. Mo kí àtò bí lọ́mọ. Má sọ díẹ̀ nípa wọn, but not too much. What are the benefits and the role of a local government? A máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí. Ta ló ní NNPC? Ṣé rí pé mo fi tọ́pìkì sí ìntẹ́fẹ́wò? Torí pé tọ́pìkì yẹn kọ́ ló mátà. Ìta bá fi tọ́pìkì sí, àìmọye àwọn tó ń fi tọ́pìkì sí tó yẹ pé n tó ń sọ kò tọ́ mọ́ tọ́pìkì. But ní bíbá lecture room ni, we are fully on. Tí platform kan bá wà stable fún yín, ẹ lọ sí another platform. Orílẹ̀-èdè. kàgbéga 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 ìgbàgbọ́ láti bẹ̀rù ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ìṣọ̀kan ní kẹjẹ́ tẹ̀síwájú pẹ̀pẹ̀ ire àpòyí àwọn ọmọ dúdú wà àmọ́ Oòduà dìde ọ̀sìn ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀.
Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀ fún yẹn o. Gbogbo nǹkan tó lọ fún bàbá mi láyé, bàbá mi ò tí ì yọ̀ǹda mẹ́sàn-án fún mi ń bẹ̀, ó kọ̀ ní títí bàbá mi lọ. Gbogbo àti bọ́lá mo lọ sí bàbá mi. Ojúmọ̀ ni mo kọ́ mọ́ takọ̀ mí nìkan, àyídà kẹ́ sọ dáadáa, tàbí kẹ́ sọ burúkú ẹ̀ sásọ kan, omi lọ́dọ̀ ń fún. Ẹgbẹ́ ìgbà sì kú, ìgbà sì mi sí.
Ó ní tóun ò bá kú kò sẹ́ni tó lè gbà ṣe òun ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ á lọ kí àwọn tí wọ́n ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. It's just a lecture. Relax and let us get the message out. My mom keep pleading with me pé kí yín máa ṣépè. Mo á sọ fún wọn pé àwọn tí ó jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà á ṣépè fún wọn mọ́, and it's true. Àfi tó bá wá dà wá láàmú, tó bá dà mí láàmú, màá fún ẹ lépè, màá rán ẹ sí bàbá àti ìyá ẹ. But mo á sọ fún wọn sí pé àwọn olóṣèlú a lè má ṣépè fún wọn. Ó dà pé a agree láàrin yẹn. Mọ̀ pé ìyá àtọmọ tíyàn bá jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀, ò ní má ṣépè fún àwọn èèyàn kankan mọ́. Mo ní àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn a gbọ́dọ̀ má ṣépè fún wọn, ọ̀rọ̀ wọn gbẹ́ pè. So mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀, mo kí àwọn ìyá alálùbáríkà tó ti wọlé. Mo kí ìyá wa Díọlá Òsínlóye, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. Mo kí Princess Falọpẹ, wọ́n ní good evening, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ọlọ́run á gbé wa lékè, á gbé wa lékè. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run ló ní ìrìn àjò tálà wa. Senior Evangelist John Mokin Olakunle, shout out to you. Mr. Obafemi, and I'm just picking the names at random. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tí ń wọlé. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koikimedia team. Mo kí Mr. Lamilekan Sadiq. Grandma kan send the audio kan sí mi láti ilé. Kódà wọ́n tẹ̀ tún sọ̀rọ̀ dúpẹ́ pé ká fi dúpẹ́ lẹ̀, ká fi Tinubu lẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní ká remain focus. Ẹ ká play audio yẹn. Mo kí Mr. Lumide Ògùntayọ̀, mo kí yín. Àwọn orúkọ ńláńlá ni Ògùn kìíní kan yẹn. This man says, and I quote, kí ni self-determination? Mr. Oyegbile, mo kí yín sir. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń contribute 120 naira yín. Ó dà pé yẹn tẹ̀ wá yá àwọn èèyàn lára pé 10 naira tẹ́ ń dárúkọ yẹn Koiki ó kéré, báwa kò ní block. On behalf of my team here, èmi kọ́ lẹ́yìn fún lówó yẹn o. We are all contributing towards the progress of this movement. Ìwọ tó ti dá 120 tiẹ̀, bóyá o ṣì ń dúró de kó rí 500 naira. Nínú 500 yẹn yọ 120 nínú ẹ̀. Yọ 120. Má lo gbogbo 500 yẹn. Kó yọ 120 kó send ẹ̀. Ẹni tó ń béèrè account number, ẹ kàn sí wa lẹ́yìn ètò ká fún yín. Ẹ̀yin diaspora, website, Zelle, PayPal, to relate mọ́ YSDM. Anything after that, it is completely out of the picture. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. I'm trying to see where to start the program from. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ báyìí. ṣó bright there ṣé náà yẹn bright èmi náà ṣe lọ invest there ni àlówó tó pọ̀ lóòótọ́ £6 ni mo rà méjì ló wà nínú ẹ̀ ó bright mo tan náà yẹn síbẹ̀ yẹn ni méjì ló wà nínú ẹ̀ inú òkùnkùn tó fi wá sí láti 63 years la ní ká yọra wa kúrò nínú ẹ̀ kò sẹ́ni tó ń báyàn kankan jà mo kí gbọ́n tẹ́ wà lórí Twitter space tí ó bá lọ mute ẹjọ́ jẹ́ kí n tètè mọ̀ brother mi akéde kódà bó jẹ́ yàn kan ló wà lórí Twitter space kò mátà brother mi Ṣẹ́gun Ọ̀nà bàbá wa Joseph bẹ́ ṣe ń wọlé ẹ kémi náà lè kí ẹ̀yin silent listeners mo kí yín ẹ̀yin tí Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì tẹ́ wà lábẹ́ ètò mo kí yín in tó ń dà wá láàmú òun ni òkùnkùn tá wà nú ẹ̀ àjọ fẹ́ yọra wa nínú ẹ̀ ni mo kí brother mi Yẹmí Fátókì ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ni mo mọ̀ tó máa ní Kóìkì tó bá ti inú fẹ́ mu kọ́fì má máa dà mí láàmú ìṣá lọ wà káńtẹ̀ wàá bá ń bẹ̀ ìwọ ni kó wá mọ bó ṣe fẹ́ ṣe dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ Èkó Ọmọbọ́lájí Abdullahi the Olympic is ongoing right now ẹ wo àrà tó ń dá lórí omi Ọlọ́run jẹ́ káwa náà lè host ẹ̀ not lábẹ́ Nàìjíríà o nínú Yorùbá country ẹ bá wa ṣàmìlẹ̀ lórí kó má wá pẹ́ kó má jìnà. This bulb táwọn wò yìí ẹyọ kan nú ẹ̀ òun ló jẹ́ kí bíbá too bright ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ ti tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ń ṣe pé mo ní náà tẹ́lẹ̀ èyí tí mo ní ó náà pé mo send ẹ̀ lọ Nàìjíríà náà ni àwọn arántí rà mí láti ìgbà yẹn because it's always good to have the light oní pin ni oní screw wa for 63 years wọ́n dẹ̀ kó gbogbo wa sínú darkness tá la ṣe gangan kí ló fẹ́ǹsì wa ṣáwọn tí wọ́n kó lẹ́rú ló ń bínú pé wọ́n tà wọ́n àwọn tó yẹ kó protect wọn lọ́wọ́ jẹ́ kí ìyà yẹn kó pọ̀ for 63 years àbí àwọ̀ ara wa la fọwọ́ ara wa fa wèrè lọ́yàn ilẹ̀ ti ṣú báyìí so I expect káwọn ọmọ kéékèèké wà lórí program but lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan náà ni I like ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá níbí báyìí Princess Falọpẹ́ nìkan ló sọ pé àmì pé Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ìran Yorùbá náà lè host Olympic bí wọ́n ṣe ń host ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní France. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá wa nínú Olúwa mo ní what God cannot do does not exist. 100 watts ṣó mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní bọ́ọ̀bù yìí ó máa last 15 years. Why did we not get power across the whole part of Yoruba land, including Nigeria? Mo kí bàbá wa Alhaji Muhyiddin Ajani Bello said in the lecture, tani ìṣòro wa àwọn wo ni ìṣòro wa a lè blame Europe a lè blame West a lè blame America a lè blame everybody but àwọn tó yẹ ká múlẹ̀pọ̀n dání dáadáa òun làwọn politicians tó bá jáde lálẹ́ tó ní Kóìkì gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ láti gbọ́ láàárọ̀ ọ̀la ní gbogbo ìpele ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní House of Reps wa kò ń ṣe tàbújá o wọ́n máa lọ sọ nípa Yorùbá nation wọ́n dẹ̀ máa gbé lárugẹ we will be so excited wọ́n mú ṣẹ́yìn kó easy fún gbogbo wa ni but they are making this job difficult for themselves not ours because whether you like it or not many of our people will not see a daylight what it calls me by daylight ni tó bá jẹ́ pé ìtìyàn fẹ́ fi ṣe tó lólùfẹ́ mo gbọ́dọ̀ ra ilé torí gbogbo àkọ́tọ́ná sójú èèyàn ara ẹ̀ tó máa moderate ìyẹn wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bíbá èèyàn pè ní side lamp ní àwọn afẹ́ sùn lálẹ́ ìyẹn ara dìmẹ̀ díẹ̀. Why are we in darkness and what is the way out? Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ náà ni wọ́n máa ń ní way out báwa náà ṣe sọ pé a ní way out. Mo ń gbọ́ fídíò arákùnrin kan àwọn American talk show ni lórí YouTube. Let me see if I can pick the name. Alẹ́ lómi náà tó máa ń wà interested pé Koiki tó bá ti recommend àwa náà máa lọ gbọ́. Torí tó bá mú ọ gbọ́ yẹn àǹfààní wà nínú ẹ̀. Many people do not even know what is the truth anymore. Kò sẹ́ni àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ títọ́ mọ́. And that is the obstacle we are facing today. The title of that particular middle class is wiped out. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Putin versus Ukraine, World War III crisis, Robert Kennedy Jr. Àwọn cousin Kennedy.
Friends turn against me, and
many people 1 month ago ló ṣe fídíò yìí lórí platform kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní Tom Biyu. Àwọn yẹn lè máa sọ pé wọ́n pawó lórí social media. So when some of you think that bí i tá à ń ṣe mí àwọn afi ń pawó ni, I just laugh. But mo mọ̀ pé ignorant pọ̀ àti pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní mo kíyà mi àṣeyọrí ìyá Ọbásanjọ́ àdẹ̀kọ́ ọjọ́ bí ìjọsí Ọlọ́run túbọ̀ yẹ ká rí yín dáadáa ìyá. Mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa iná mọ́mìkẹ́ tó wọlé. Mo ní ṣé ó bright díẹ̀ lénìí àwọn èèyàn ló bright mo ní £6 ló jẹ́ kó bright. £6 yẹn mo send ẹ̀ lánàá sí Nàìjíríà nígbà táwọn kan náà ti get stock mo láti sáré send £6. £6 is 12,000. So iná tẹ̀ ń rí is 12,000. 12,000 naira equivalent. Kí wá dé tí Ọbásanjọ́ kò ń ṣe ìyàwó Ọbásanjọ́ OBJ ó dẹ̀ gbé 16 billion ó nù máa fún wa níná. Ibi tó náà wà lénìí àmọ́ ibi tó ń kó lọ àmọ́ mo kí bàbá wa Ìdòwú Samuel, mo kí bàbá mi Ọ̀nàbánjọ Lateef aláriwo. Ariwo náà làwọn máa pa torí a níbọn. Mo sọ pé tó bá yẹ pé a níbọn ní 60,000 pieces màá kàn ní kí bàbá kí tó yẹ declare láàárọ̀ ọ̀la àkọ́ àbọ̀n fún gbogbo àwọn tá a bá ti train àdẹ́ secure border wa àdẹ́ sọ pé ọ̀bí any aircraft kankan tó kọjá. Gbọ́ngbà tá a níbọn ariwo náà làwọn máa pa ariwo ọjà. Ṣé wàá rà ariwo tá à ń pa ẹ jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá ká máa pa. Tó bá yá ariwo yẹn á kan bí tó yẹ kó kàn wá bá wa dá sí. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ díẹ̀ lọ lórí Robert Kennedy Jr. Platform tó ti ṣe program yìí màá share link yẹn 4.3 million subscriber. Àwọn eléyàn ń ṣe àwọn tí Tunde Ednut máa ń rà o. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn ń ṣe genuine organic people fake gbogbo numbers yẹn. But àwọn ilé yìí àwọn èèyàn máa ń fẹ́ lọ gbọ́ òtítọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé ẹ jẹ́ n gbọ́ glasses mi ó rà pé ẹ̀ ń rí double mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rójú mi dáadáa. I am tired but ìyẹn mi pa lè ṣe program. Àwọn kan lọ wá ibi tó ti ń sọ òtítọ́ torí pé wọ́n fẹ́ build the spirit wọn, wọ́n fẹ́ build the heart wọn torí pé we are living in a fake world. Irọ́ ti pọ̀ jù. So for any time tẹ́ bá wá lórí platform yẹn tó bá sọ pé irọ́ là ń pa ẹ má bá anybody argue. A lè blame wọn because the world has given them too much lies. Kílẹ̀ Yorùbá rẹ̀ fẹ́ gbọ́ Yorùbá nation o ẹ bá débẹ̀ náà ẹ máa jà ní ẹ bá báyìí. mo ní ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ local government àdúgbò ẹ̀ wọ́n wá pé ǹjẹ́ o mọ̀ pé ó ní right sáwọn kankan nígbà tí àgbà náà ti ń dé kọ́nà jẹ́ káwọn ìyá wa dàgbà sí wa lọ́wọ́ dáadáa. Wọ́n wá ń bi ìyá mi pé ṣé mọ̀ pé ní right, ṣé mọ̀ pé òtítọ́ ni, but ní Nàìjíríà náà bó ṣe jẹ́ kó máa present òtítọ́ fún yín nìyẹn, but wọ́n ti fi rọ́ wọ́n ti fi pinlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, so you cannot expect anything but lies. So when we came out, ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ classify okay. Èmi máa pé kí làwa fi mú nínú rọ́? Wọ́n ní Koiki wọ́ tẹ́ bá ti fún ẹ ní $1 million nísìn tí wọ́n náà bá ti gbowó nísìn wà á dákẹ́. Mo ní but àwọn kì í ṣàwọn ti gbà yẹn, because the world evolves. Ilé ayé wọ́n ní ẹ bá mi pọ̀ owó yẹn ìgbà ò lọ bí kinní kan, èyí tẹ́ bá mọ̀ ẹ bá wa pa. The world is evolving. Bó ni máàpù kékeré yẹn wà. Máa ń láì tí bá ń ṣe description, èmi ò láì kí máa sọ̀rọ̀ kí má lè máa ní practical láti máa. Ẹ̀ ń wo Olympics nísìn, àwọn ìlú kan wà níbẹ̀ tó bá sọ fún ẹ pé gbogbo population ìlú yẹn kò tó Àlèmọ́ṣọ́, kí lẹ sọ sà? Kò lọ bí réré. Ọ̀dà nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbá dáadáa, ẹ má bínú, ó gbẹ tí ó ti lọ́pọ̀ ní o, mo fẹ́ yọ ni, ó ti lọ́pọ̀ bí ẹsẹ̀ tí lọ, a máa yọ roda mic lélẹ̀ ilé tó wáyé pa ń lò léraléra, ó máa ń gbá sound tó bá fẹ́ gbàsẹ́gbẹ̀ bí ṣe ń gbá Nàìjíríà sẹ́gbẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́, ìyẹn ló ṣe rí báyìí, roda mic ni. Ọlọ́run fún ọlọ́kàn balẹ̀. Do you see this? Kí ló wà lọ́wọ́ mi? Ta ló mọ tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi? Ìgbà ò lọ bí òréré, àwọn tó mọ Yorùbá ti ń bá mi kọ síbẹ̀. So nígbà táwa ń jáde tá ní self determination ní ká irọ́ ni o. Tinubu tó ti jayé tiẹ̀. Tinubu has lived a life that many of us tabashi exist nínú Nàìjíríà, we cannot enjoy that life. Ọlọ́run kẹ́ ó fún ní gbogbo tó fẹ́, òun náà dẹ̀ rìn, àní fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ yẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa, òun náà rìn sí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa sọ fún pé àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan náà wọ́n máa fi kankan dí kan oyè yìí, ó dẹ̀ ní òun mind, because ó ní ambition, ó wá fẹ́ fi ambition tiẹ̀ ó fẹ́ fi kó bàtà wa. So nígbà táwa wá gbé òtítọ́ jáde, èmi kọ́ mo gbé òtítọ́ jáde o, èmi kẹta lèmi. Kí ni ẹ sọ ìyá mi? Ẹ jẹ́ n lo glasses torí mo fi máa strain ojú yìí, wọ́n ní ká má strain ojú púpọ̀. Kí ni ẹ sọ mọ́mì? Ìyá mi àṣeyọrí ọmọ Yorùbá, wọ́n ní ẹ̀mọ́ ń wo náà lẹ́yìn tí ìbí wà bíbá yìí, mò ń wo tí ìbá rí ti bíbá yìí dáadáa màá máa rí tọ̀hún yẹn. Wọ́n ní ìgbà òtọ́ bí ìgbà Yorùbá yìí náà ni òréré ṣáàtì, you get it? When we came out, kò ń ṣe mí, bàbá Akíntóyè ló ta gbogbo wa lómi, kódà Ìgbòho gan ti sùn, wàláì tàláì, gbogbo wa sùn àdẹnu síbì kan, olóyè náà sùn, but bàbá Akíntóyè ló wá jáde. Nígbà tí bàbá Akíntóyè wá jáde, wọ́n ní ọmọ mi, àgbà tèmi tí ilé ti fẹ́, àní bàbá ẹ̀ tí lọ bì kankan, ilé ò lẹ́ ń lọ. Any sound, ẹ jẹ́ yọ APC tẹ́ fi ń gbọ́ mi kẹ́ gbádànù, torí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò tó ti kó fake APC wá kẹ́ máa gbọ́ direct. Ẹ sọ pé sound yẹn dábàjẹ́, ẹ̀yin nìkan lẹ ní sound o, bá dẹ̀ like feedback, bàbá mi Lukman. Ẹ sọ pé sound, ẹ jẹ́ wọlé kẹ́ jáde, ẹ jẹ́ máa bá wọn type sórí comment section, mi ò mà ní time láti máa type nǹkan kan báyìí, torí bí ṣe wà báyìí tí bá rórun màá sùn, àmọ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ deliver project àgbédání sọ́wọ́. gbẹ̀ra APC àwọn China àwọn ṣinkó yá gbádànù sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo tá a máa stop nìyẹn gbogbo fake product tó ń kó wọlé ẹ ṣe àṣẹ máa ká ṣe rí òtítọ́ ìgbà kò lọ bí òréré ayé kò lọ bí ọ̀pá ìbọn ẹ̀gbọ́n Yẹmí Fátókí ẹ̀yin gbọ́ Yorùbá dáadáa. We are living in a different century. We are all living in a different century. A way mo bá ọmọ Ìtàló àgbàlagbà ni àwa ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ báyìí ṣáà ń sọ oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ for be 2 hours tá fi wà together. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká wake up. Vicky James ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa Viking mokie. We have been told lies. Ẹ ṣe gan bàbá mi Lukman ṣe ẹ ti ń gbọ́ nísìn ẹ má kí àwọn APC àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò tó lọ kó wa fake àwọn kódà ìta máa fojú everybody rí pẹ̀lẹ́mi náà tàbá gba Yorùbá country tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni quality ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa wà nílẹ̀ wa but how do we get that? Gbogbo ẹ̀ ti ń dà lẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́ ṣẹ́rí ara tí mo ṣe fi touch nǹkan kan nìyẹn o gbogbo ẹ̀ ti dàrú báyìí nísìn bí ẹsẹ̀ ti lọ Twitter space ti lọ ó padà àdúpẹ́ fọlọ́run ẹ má bínú bí a kì í mo kẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ̀mọ́ tó máa ní wọ́n kẹ́ nǹkan okay make una dey see the time 10 o'clock ti lù ẹ má bínú èèyàn wa. èèyàn kan ní imagine a Yoruba flag in the Paris Olympic 2024 àwọn èèyàn rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń wá bó ṣe máa di mẹ́mbà àwọn tó kàn máa ní kí ló máa ń pa àwọn tó máa lọ ń tẹ̀lé àwọn footballer àwọn artists association of àwọn supporter clubs ẹlòmíà lọ ṣoògùn kó bá lè join àwọn supporter club kó bá tẹ̀ rí visa gbà àbí kó bá jápa. If Nigeria was a country, you don't even need to be a supporters club. Wàá fowó ààrẹ wàá fi lọ sí Paris wàá dẹ̀ lọ ṣe tó fi ṣe ń bẹ̀ wàá dẹ̀ padà sílé torí pé o ní responsibility business tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. The truth is what many people do not want to allow us to give them. Do we blame them? No. What a paro. Nigeria has been built on a faulty foundation. And you now expect it to work. Mo kí bàbá wa Ògúndípẹ̀, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Mixlr, Akin Games àti brother mi. Ẹgbẹ́ wọlé share button. Ọ̀túnba Ọlámilékan mo kí gbọ́n tẹ́wà lálẹ́ mọ́ṣọ́. Ẹ máa ká fi kíkì yẹn ká fi slow program yẹn down. Ẹ jẹ́ ká continue. Kẹ́kẹ́ of course mo kí ẹ. I will explain things in my own way. Bí ọmọ tó ṣẹ̀ fẹ́ wọ pre-nursery. That is what we're trying to do on this platform. Let's just listen to this. Many people do not want the truth anymore. So, tó bá ń sọ títọ́ fáwọn èèyàn, wá ní irọ́ ló ń pa. Wá ní irọ́ ló ń pa. Wá ní irọ́ ni ó ń pa. Because the truth is no longer in the dictionary, especially in a country like Nigeria. Ẹ má bínú pé a lo software tẹ́ máa rí gbogbo ẹ̀. It's just that the laptop has been busy lately and since tó yẹ pé I manage ẹ̀ kọ́lọ́n kó ṣàánú wa. Mo mọ ibi tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bọ́ yẹ ká kọ́ gbọ́ díẹ̀. Ó ní òun ní 1 million followers. Ìyẹn arákùnrin Robert Kennedy Jr. Ó ní Instagram ní in tóun gbé síbẹ̀ irọ́ lòun pa wọ́n yọ kúrò. Sherry, trying to deliver the truth is like pé à ń punch àwọn ilẹ̀kùn kan wọ́n dẹ̀ ń block ẹ̀. Báwa ṣe ń punch ẹ̀ wọ́n ń block ẹ̀, bá ṣe ń punch ẹ̀ wọ́n ń block ẹ̀, but nítorí pé èèyàn kan ló ń punch ẹ̀, tí punch yẹn bá di pé gbà níbí báyìí, gbà lọ́hùn, gbà níbẹ̀ yẹn, gbà uppercut, tó di pé punch yẹn ti ń lọ bí 1 million. Bọ̀bọ́ ọmọ ìta ló yẹn ó sàn kankan. Mo ní every day I'm talking to my people but they are not listening. Ẹ mọ̀ tó sọ. Only if 1 million people come out, they cannot kill everybody. Only if 1 million people come out, they cannot kill everybody. Only wọ́n máa pa àwọn èèyàn lóòótọ́, but they cannot kill everybody. Àwọn tó wá pa yẹn kí ló máa ṣe wọ́n? A máa tọ́jú ìran wọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú. That is the only freedom that we can get. Anything less than that, a kò máa ṣe program by for the next 30 years. But Ọlọ́run ní gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run máa ṣiṣẹ́ o, but ẹ kọ sílẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ máa ta sílẹ̀. I don't know how we are going to do it. Èmi gbà pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣiṣẹ́, but ẹ jẹ́ máa ta sílẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá wá ní kò ní sẹ́jẹ̀, Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́, èmi ò mọ Ọlọ́run tó ń pè o, irọ́ la jọ ń pa fúnra wa. Mo kí àwa Grace Olúṣòótọ́. If you're telling yourself that there will not be blood, we are all telling lies, including myself. Ẹ máa ta sílẹ̀. Akọ̀lé wa sọ fún Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè, whatever the belief system you have, pé kó má pọ̀. Tá bá ní akọ̀fẹ́ máa ṣe pé kẹ́jẹ̀ má ta sílẹ̀, k'Ọlọ́run wá ṣiṣẹ́, Ọlọ́run máa sọ pé we are all mumus. Mumus ni gbogbo wa. Tí fi gba country nìyẹn. Am I expecting this kind of conversation from our leader? Èmi sọ̀rọ̀ on the capacity of a media. Ẹ fẹ́ gba country. Ní Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Àwa nínú Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká rẹ́ jẹ́ o. A máa fẹ́ gba country. We are not ready yet. It will be bloody. There will be anarchy. There will be all sorts. And that will bring the final straw of the push. Ọ̀nà tó wá fẹ́ gbà láì tí mọ̀. So whatever will play out next week, ẹ fi sílẹ̀ f'Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé jẹ́ máa ta sílẹ̀. Tí kò bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́jẹ̀ ta sílẹ̀ ni, Tinubu will have dissolved Nigeria between the 1 year. 660 days. Ni President Indonesia ló fi allow bloodshed tó ti lọ fún 30 years to put an end to it and gave a referendum to East Timors. And in 2002, May 20, tí bá ṣe rántí, mo Google ẹ̀, mo kàn sọ lórí ni o. Their independence became reality. How? Mo kí àwa Ìfàgbémilékè, Julia Tosin, we are very far away from ready for now. Good evening, boss. Thank you so much. Not that we are far, but many Yoruba people do not want to hear blood, including my mom. Àwọn àgbàlagbà fẹ́. But mo láwọn àwọn ìyá kan lọ́wọ́. Báwọn ìyá yẹn ti bá ń tẹ̀lé àwọn ìyá yẹn, sùúrùtù àti tú sílẹ̀. Wọ́n wà Nàìjíríà, wọ́n dẹ̀ wà ní Europe. Every time tó bá pè mí wọ́n ní tẹ́ bá ti ready, ẹ bọ́ sí títì, ẹ ṣe oríṣiríṣi tẹ́ máa ṣe. Ẹ má ẹ̀ka máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Because I don't want us to look at it that, sure, but boy, you are too violent. No, it is just a fact. Because that is the truth that many of us do not want to accept. Mọ́mísì tèmi náà bó ṣe fẹ́ Yorùbá nation tó, àwọn àgbàlagbà wà sensitive, wọ́n ò fẹ́ gbọ́ bí ìgbà tí a máa ní a máa jà. Kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ jà. Tinubu ló ń pùṣì Nàìjíríà pé kó wá jà nísìn. Let me say this clearly. I've stated my mind. I am not putting sentiment to any goddamn thing tó fi ṣẹlẹ̀ in Nigeria. We have been pushed in too much pain. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ra gbọ́ fídíò yìí níwọ̀nba díẹ̀. No, ẹ má sọ fún yàn kankan pé kó lọ dira náà. Kí láti fi máa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn kó lọ dira fún? Èèyàn mélòó ni mo fi máa sọ fún pé kó lọ dira? Ẹ má dira jọ. Kí lẹ̀ ń dira fún? Ṣé ogun àwa nínú ogun lẹ fi máa lọ dira? Sí nínú ogun náà. Sí nínú ogun. So kí là ń dira fún? Ṣé àwọn tó ń fẹ́ mọ àwọn Big Brother Nigeria, àwọn kan wo Olympics nísìn, gbogbo tèmi sọ kò sí tó kàn wọ́n. Wọ́n níná wọ̀n níná. Fàájì ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Kò sí nǹkan tó wrong níbẹ̀ o. But you will never get a daylight. Alẹ́ ó ti ṣú rẹpẹtẹ. Ilẹ̀ ṣe dark lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ni. Lójú window mi nísìn. Bí 20 minutes ago ló ṣe lọ sí dark. But ẹ wo tí mo gbé síta tó tán ní gbogbo bíbà tó sọ di daylight. Daylight la fẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ẹ̀rá bá jábọ́. Ta ló wo program tí mo ṣe láàárọ̀ yìí? Nígbà tí mo lọ ń ṣe exercise mi. Ṣé rí ẹ̀rà tó ń rìn yẹn? Ṣé mọ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé mo ò rí, torí pé daylight ló jẹ́ kí n rí. Ṣé tí bá gbabẹ̀ kọjá lálẹ́, ṣe fi pé mo ní gbẹ́sẹ̀ lé bí millipede ni whatever it was. Àwọn gbogbo European country, àwọn wọ́n ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lọ́ fi cross hurdles yẹn. Àwa wá fẹ́ cross hurdles, but a fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́hùn kó parí iṣẹ́ yẹn, but kó má mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Mo ní èmi náà fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Èmi náà gan fẹ́ jẹ́, èmi gan fẹ́ blood. Kódà àtẹ̀ níjà, níjagun, a máa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí náà tá máa fi débẹ̀ ni. But àwọn kan fẹ́ instigate kankan tó máa mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ jáde ní next week. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé? Next week, ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. Àmọ́ ṣó jẹ́ kó tó stage yẹn kó tó di pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀, nítorí pé àwọn tá à ń bá deal, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń ṣe nǹkan kan fáwọn, àwa ló ń jọ lójú pé àfẹ́jẹ́ kó tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Àwọn ń tẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà ni. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé? Àwọn ń ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. And the only truth that we should all push for right now is not to put sentiment. Tó ń pè yí, a lè gbé kọ́ọ̀lù yìí. Pásítọ̀ wa kan ló ń pè mí. A lè gbé. Kó sọ fún wọn pé mo wà live ni. No call. No call. I am live. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Share the program and invite others as well. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Ìjà lọ ni tí mo rí tí mo kọjá lórí ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn láàárọ̀ yẹn. Okay. Ó ṣàfihàn millipede. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin pastors wa. They can see things from the spiritual realm, and most of them have seen it. Mo ní Bàbá Adébóyè ti rí nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n ti rí the end of Nigeria. If truly, as he says, is a man of God. The reason why I mention him all the time is because we love him and we appreciate the work he has done so far. But he has not come out to give us kí ni Ọlọ́run sọ fún àwọn tó ń bà wọ́n lẹ́rù láti translate padà fáwa tó máa fún wa lọ́kàn balẹ̀ bí mi ṣe fi lọ́kàn balẹ̀ pé there will be blood, because it is two ways. It's either we go the way of Yugoslavia or we go the way of Soviet Union. But right now, I doubt if we're going to go the way of Soviet Union as things are right now. There are many hidden agendas in Nigeria. But let's play this before we go into all that. 8 minutes past. Let's listen to this man. And I do not own the copyright to this video. So let's just listen to him. While we sit here for 3 hours,
Inflation is theft.
trying to deliver a lecture about self-determination in different angles, different ways. Moki Professor Banja Kitoye, many people still believe that we are liars. And I don't blame them. Because if I blame them, that means I do not understand how the world is structured. This world is structured so that many of the people that we want to deliver, including myself, will not accept the truth, even if they can see it in their eyes. Let's just listen. And you don't have to accept what he's saying. Just look at it again as one of those garbage talk. Muki, those that have joined us on the Twitter space, I say good evening. This program will come mostly in Yoruba, but if Broken come inside and some English, you will probably understand what I'm talking about.
Inflation is theft. It is a tax on the poor. It's a tax on the working class. Trump and Biden did. They create.
The which I believe we should, because it's a confined place. You should be able to listen. Teba clear. Sonke muke. Ekobami kosibe yes engbon because I don't want to talk when this man is speaking. I will allow it to roll for about 6 minutes, and then just to grasp a little bit of the truth. Am I worried? Most when we're showing things like this, you've seen the face. If you don't see the face anymore, don't worry. Get used to just listen. The video is there. I will share the video while this is playing on. If you then want to go and watch it later, am I worried? I'm not talking for you to. I just want you to hear. Clear. If you see it, fine. If you don't see it, don't worry. I just want you to listen. There are people listening that they don't see what I'm talking about on the MixLR. But that's all. But I'll share the link to the Twitter, and I'll also Salisu Abdulaziz Mukinyi. Then I'll also share it on all the platforms as well. Let's listen. His name is just in case you want to know who is speaking, for the benefit of those that wants to go on. His name is Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert Kennedy Jr. Let me give you his background quickly. Also known by his initial RFK, is an American politician, environmental lawyer, anti-vaccine activist. I'm learning this for the first time. I've not Googled him before, even though I've listened to these just a little bit. Muki, Mr. Tokwe Sunday, Muki Bentawani Bene. He was born on the 17th of January, 1954. He's 70 years old. Babakitoye Julo. So Babakitoye knows the truth. But we are not going to listen to Babakitoye. But many people are probably trying to find something out of him, because if not, why would over 400,000 people have watched a video that he was a guest on Tom Bilyeu? Tom Bilyeu, as Bilyeu, has a subscriber of 4.3 million. Google subscriber to 50,000. But yet, many people say we are telling lies about Yoruba nation, about self-determination. He's based in Washington, D.C. His party is We the People, but they're not going to vote him. Who's going to vote people like this? Because they don't want the truth. His parents are Robert F. Kennedy and Ethel Kennedy. So our Kennedy family, Mukiyawa, Mary Ogunade. So let's go on, because I do not want Kiki and distract you too much. But I will appreciate everyone towards the end of the program. I will not greet anybody. Abitibako feel like, let's listen to this.
And Biden did. They created $1 billion a day for 500 days and shifted $4.3 trillion from the American middle class.
Are you going to be on that debate stage?
You can't just say the Democratic Party and the Republican Party get to choose. You can't do that because those are private clubs. It's a contribution that is unlawful. You look at President Biden, I worry. I think all of us, it's like watching your 5-year-old play on a jungle gym for the first time. You're like, oh my God, I hope, he doesn't fall. Trump and said he was going to balance the budget. He spent $8 trillion, which is more than every president from George Washington to George W. Bush, 283 years of history.
RFK Jr., welcome to the show.
Very good to meet you. Thank you so much for having me, Tom.
It is wonderful. As I was telling you before we started rolling, I've now spent about 30 hours researching you, looking for the smoking gun where you come across crazy, and I haven't found it. So I'm really eager to sit down and hear the vision for America. But I want to start with you. So let me ask, what your uncle, JFK, famously said that the trait that made him, that was his best trait, wasn't courage, it was actually curiosity, because it allowed him to think from his opponent's standpoint. What do you think is your best trait?
Yeah, my uncle was actually met his wife, Jackie, who was then Jackie Bouvier, and she was a reporter. And she did a kind of man in the street interviews, but she would interview people in Washington, D.C. And her first conversation with him, she asked him what his best quality was, and she expected him to say courage, because he was the only U.S. president he was a congressman at that point, but he was he'd been a war hero, and he was the only U.S. president to get the Purple Heart. He had a lot of other commendations. He had written a book, a Pulitzer Prize winning book called Profiles in Courage. So he clearly thought courage was a quality that allowed all the other virtues to function. But he surprised her when he gave her that answer, that he thought his greatest asset, his greatest virtue was curiosity. And if you study his life, you understand why that is. He understood that if we're going to have peace, which was the critical outcome for his presidency, he told his best friend Ben Bradley, and Ben Bradley asked him, what do you want on your gravestone? He said he kept the peace. That the primary job of a president of the United States was to keep the country out of war. He said that he didn't want African kids, when they heard the United States of America, to think of a man with a gun and a uniform. He wanted them to think of a Peace Corps volunteer. He wanted them to think of the Alliance for Progress, USAID, these programs he created to end run the oligarchies and the military dictatorships and give funnel money directly to the poor and aid.
Let me explain at least one or two things we've had there in case T. Pique, because it's saying a lot and I want to really go into it. It talks about the oligarchy. It talks about the African children not seeing America as a gun, which is what we are saying right now. But let's look at the word oligarchy. Oscar Lima India Golf Alpha Romeo Charlie Hotel Yankee. Just for the layman. OLIJARCHY. Àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Oligarchy. They are a small group of people having control of a country or organization. most of you are just numbers, including myself, in Nigeria. I am a Nigerian, I carry a Nigerian passport. You know that your Nigerian passport, including mine, for every passport issued, it is a number used to make sure that we can be subjugated and they can take things out of our name. Oligarch.
Oligarchy.
Àwọn wo ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀? Tá a bá tẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n kankan tó sọ látẹ̀ǹkan, a gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó pè jáde lédè. Ó ní àwọn kan wà tó ń pera wọn ní
Oligarchy.
Oligarch is a conceptual form of people structure in Nigeria to suppress the Yoruba people. Some of them are Yorubas, like B.Tinubu. Some of them are Igbos. Some of them are Hausas. Some of them are Fulanis. Some of those Fulanis are working with the Yorubas to make sure that me and you do not achieve Yoruba nation. We can destroy them within 24 hours. But they're not going to allow a Yoruba country because we want to change the status quo. We want to prove to them that Ati Moju, Lashefelogba country. So they would, that you should go and use your PVC, knowing fully well that Tinubu was only selected. Koiki, let Tinubu pull all the straw that we need out of Abuja between today and the next couple of days. Whatever happened from next week, might be the end of Nigeria. It will be bloody. There's a lot of different stakeholders that are planning all kind of different games. But do you know what thing? It's all about the oligarch. They are sitting on top of every one of us, and they are waiting for us to kill each other. Kill each other, kill each other. That will not stop the gas exploration. That will not stop the crude oil from being moved, even in a war. Look, Ukraine is still running as a country, even though it's a war. Palestinian is still running as a country, even though it's a war. Israel is fighting multiple phases with different borders from Yemen, the Houthis, and all these countries are still operating. So if we go into that line from next week, your crude oil will not stop. It will even be an opportunity for more criminals to move them to Malta because Dangote is Soros, okay? You think Dangote doesn't have intelligence to say that our crude oil, there is a blending machine plant that has been set up in Malta to blend our crude oil. But let's stick to the oligarch. You where you don't get anything to lose. I don't have anything to lose. What we have to lose is our land, which is Yoruba land. I am not interested in all the Fulani in the forest. I am more concerned about the economic part of Yoruba land. And the Igbos are listening to me. I have said it. If they destroy any part of Yoruba land, because we are all still in one Nigeria, and they might think they have the right because we are in one Nigeria, and we will deal with ourselves, including the Igbos. But you cannot deal with them outright if you are still pretending as a Yoruba man to save Nigeria. You must be crazy. Something is wrong with you. You want to stop them because you're worried that they might destroy Lagos State and turn it into a war zone because of their bitterness against us. And I say, let us then pull out of Nigeria through that, and then we push everybody out. and then we will then reset the system back. So you want to, you want to have your cake, eat it. Because the comment section, give me a law school. You can't have your cake and eat it. How do we stop the evils? How do we stop the others that are also interested on our waterways? How do we stop the Lebanese? Have you forgotten about UK, America? Oh, you are only worried about the Igbos. Oh, maybe America is going to use the Igbos. You can't eat your cake and have it. King's College, Grammar School. You can't have your cake and eat it. But many Yoruba people, it's ready. Kí ló máa wá ṣẹlẹ̀ tí military bá gbàjọba ní next week. Tí military bá gbàjọba, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ blow bridge yẹn dànù. Tí ìyàwó mi bá fi bínú lálẹ́ kó bínú. Ká já bridge yẹn dànù lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. That means that we break away from Nigeria from there. If any attempt to bring down Tinubu's government, ká já bridge yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. And then we know that nobody has the right to. Are there funny order? 24 hours, every one of them move out of our Yoruba land. If not, blood in ball, a jegidima wall Nigeria. We cannot allow the oligarch to sit somewhere far thousands of miles away from Nigeria. They want to destroy Yoruba land. We might as well destroy them and then push everybody out. And then we will reset the button in our own terms. If we give them the room, they will reset the button on top of every one of us. And that will be a chaos. Anything. Let us then reset the button. Káwá fi crude oil tó wà ní Oando, ẹni tó bá wá bíbà bẹ́ẹ̀ dá, tó bí yẹ́ ẹ̀dá, kó sọ pé a lè táàpù crude oil. Ṣáwọn ọmọ Niger Delta tó ń táàpù crude oil, ta ló lọ mú wọn? Ta ló stop wọn? We will tap the crude oil and we will use that to fund our government to start with. We have what will give us the money. I saw and bury on social media. We will start using our resources to start. Owó wà ní tá máa fi ṣe Yorùbá nation. But ẹ fẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Àbí ẹ fẹ́ wá fi Nàìjíríà yẹn, ẹ fẹ́ fi suppress àwọn ọmọ. The Igbos or the Biafra fight back. Simon Ekpa no ma arm go anybody tó bá fẹ́ gbé bọ̀dá ni, there will be blood. Ta ló ń disturb wa níbẹ̀, ta Andrew. Ṣoṣẹ wọlé ni, kí ló ń sọ? How do you hope to do this? Andrew, be careful there. Andrew, no question. Nigeria go survive. You're asking me a question. Be careful. How we tend to do this, you can also start thinking about it and send me an email. We have every resources under our foot, but you cannot do it if you still want to be playing the panky. I want to remain in one Nigeria, but I'm going to then tell the Igbos, you cannot do anything in Lagos State. Inside one Nigeria, that we are all saying we are together, they play. Team Montafe. Which countries are run by oligarchs? People are asking. I didn't see Nigeria there. but does not mean Nigeria is not part of it. If we remain one Nigeria, the Igbos have every right to remain with us under our nose, and we cannot do anything to it. And don't come and tell me about one local government or state level law. I'm not interested in that. We are all still Nigerians. But the day that we issue that ultimatum that we all Yorubas are in Nigeria more, that day, gbogbo Igbo tó ń bẹ ní gbogbo Southwest would then have to listen to us from the government of Yorubas, that we are neighbors, but we need to know more about each one of you, just like UK knows me more than I know myself. We are still going to be neighbors. Ọ̀rẹ́ náà la ṣì máa jẹ́, but not in Nigeria anymore. Ẹ fẹ́ wà nínú Nigeria, ẹ dẹ̀ fẹ́ control wọn, ẹ tó bẹ́ẹ̀, kò possible. Ó máa di ìjà gidi. Ó máa di ìjà rẹpẹtẹ. Kò wá ń ṣàwọn nìkan lẹ fẹ́ bá jà. Prepare your mind to fight multiple oligarchs that have. Look, Dangote will create more havoc nínú Nigeria pẹ̀lú bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ó lè má jẹ́ lénìí, ó lè má jẹ́ lọ́la. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Aago 10:00 ló ṣẹ̀lù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá tó sọ díẹ̀ sí.
Money, funnel money directly to the poor and aid in ways that would foster the growth of a middle class, which he thought was critical to a democracy. So, you know, hopefully, I have.
You know, our people like lies. Fulani is a problem wa mọ́, Igbos gangan ni problem wa. And I hope as you are all going out next week, fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń jáde, ẹ sọ fáwọn governors ní kó tidy up. Ẹ má wàá pé wa Koiki àwọn ẹ̀yin kó security fún àwa ni. Tẹ̀fín ní pé ká lọ defend ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Do you know how much it is for security? Tawata ti raise £10,000 from platform yìí nìkan. £10,000 yẹn kò ń ṣe pé ó ṣe security kankan anywhere, but a sì ṣe díẹ̀ in awareness. Èmi náà dẹ̀ tún ṣe àwọn kankan tí mo lè ṣe. So kíyàn kan máa pè mí pé Koiki báwo la ṣe máa ṣètò security next week. I am not putting ẹ̀yin lẹ́sìn fi sentiment sí. My sentiment for Nigeria is dead from the day I start this movement. Sentiment tí mo ní sí Nigeria tẹ́lẹ̀ ìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation èmi ti díbẹ̀ pa, mo ti yọ kúrò lára mi. I wish we are no longer in that country tonight. But how? Ọ̀nà wo? Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Ibi tí mo fẹ́ gbọ́ gangan, tí bá ti gbọ́ bẹ̀ yẹn, then we move on swiftly. Ẹ má bínú.
I have some of that quality. I think it was important for him to be able to put himself in the shoes of his adversaries, and he thought that was critical to the path to peace. And I think that quality is as critical now as ever. I mean, if you ask me kind of what the quality that's kind of got me where I am today, I think I like to think that I have a rational mind and that I have a lot of detachment. That I'm not susceptible to passion or prejudice. That I try to look at problems and understand kind of the most logical way of looking at them. And then once, and then be always willing to change your mind about things if the data tells you otherwise. But then I also have kind of,
if data tells you otherwise, let's agree that Tinubu were aware of all the mess created by Buhari. But when he got into the power, the seat, data doesn't tell lies anymore. He can now see the data in front of him. Prior, before go to the president, he was not privileged to all the data in Nigeria. But as soon as Tinubu, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all the data is right in his face. And I'm talking about whatever data from the Boko Haram, all the Afitobajakwe is no longer in charge of the security. We know Sultan of Sokoto controls Nigeria, but Tinubu has the data that the Yoruba people are suffering. Nnamdi Kanu being kept there, injustice, many other things and many other things. So what is he trying to resolve? He wants to unite every one of us. How? OLAYOMI unite what? How is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu going to unite every one of us to live peacefully, harmony in that country as it stands right now? Moki Babawa Oshinloye, Damilare, Moki Mr. Afolabi Kayode, Aziz Shakiru Mokinsa, Spark Lazy, good evening and welcome as many of you that are joining us. Iyawa Babawa Omoshola Oludari. So Tinubu wants to use Nigeria to unite us and say, let us, Koiki, stop being tribalistic and bigotry. And you think all that will stop as we remain in one Nigeria? Oh no. We're telling lies to ourselves. Iro. And that is the reason why I'm trying to play this video, because truth is not something that people want. And why? Kilofa, Amagbodesi, Mumbo.
I also have kind of an imperviousness to pressure. If I believe something is right, I'll stick with it. And I'm not going to change my mind based upon kind of social punishment, defamations that are applied to me, or marginalization, or any of those. But I will change my mind always if somebody confronts me with facts that are contrary to my worldview.
Do you think that logical approach is the thing that is going to make you effective at being a president in this moment? Because the other two candidates are all about appealing to the emotion.
I think that my sort of capacity to not get swept away by emotions or by ambition is, I think it's a quality that has made me suitable for this time, because I think we need somebody right now. I mean, one of the big problems that we have, that's a systemic problem, is this divisiveness and the polarization. And we've always had polarization in our country, but it's aggravated by two things. One is the stratification of our society. So we were the biggest middle-class country in the world, and we had the best social mobility when I was a kid. It was, if you were poor in America, you were more likely to.
I want us to listen to this. People were living a good life during that regional government. But Yoruba people think they will go and get, they will get another regional government again out of Nigeria. They play. Who is going to give you regional government? Your expectation too much on Tinubu, you will all feel disappointed. But already, Atiku, Peter Obi, every one of them Every single one of them, including Showore, there's an agenda to bring down Tinubu's government next week. Do I have any feelings for that? No. I don't have any feelings for that. Because feelings in me, kò ń ṣe fún Tinubu, feelings mi kò ń ṣe fún Nigeria. My only feelings now is for Yoruba to be safe. And whatever is about to go down next week, if it will go down, because I don't even know if it's not going to go down, it's just part of what I have been waiting for the last 3 years. So, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá believe in Yoruba nation, ẹ wá nítorí one Lagos state is there. Lagos state that collected 100 million from Dangote State. Dangote State in Soros, okay, nísìn. Lagos state that has not been able to feed millions of Yoruba people. I am not because working in Lagos state. I'm talking about the real indigenous Lagosians. That is why Lagos City deport gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ọ̀ṣun lọ àtàwọn ọmọ Ogun state because kẹwàá nínú. They close the door for me, please. How was it? Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Lagos state dà. Ẹ bá wa sọ pé yes. Lagos state indigene. This man said President Tinubus should have implemented 25% of the subsidy, and that would have cut the food inflation to below 15. He has the data, but he did not work with that data. And tonight, food surge has gone up to 180%. Let everybody go out tomorrow. Let everybody go out next week. So why are we putting sentiment to it? Let one hour conference on a big board. Oh my God. All right, we see. I can't exaggerate. Ẹ fẹ́ gbòòrò ẹ jẹ́ lọ gbọ́ voice ìjáyàjáyà ẹ má lọ jójú ti tradition tiwa ẹ jẹ́ agbòòrò sínú ilé orò tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbé jáde tí Fúlàní ń jí gbogbo wa gbé kẹ lọ sí gbogbo àwọn borders wa kẹ bá wa gbé orò lọ síbẹ̀ ẹ gbé orò jáde nígbà yẹn ẹ wá fẹ́ gbé orò jáde tó náà ọmọ Ìgbò àbí because the whole agenda is àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò, especially in Lagos State. So, Ogun State ńkọ́? Agenda àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò náà ni. Okay. Ondo State, Ọ̀yọ́ State, Kwara, Kogi, Ekiti, Ọ̀ṣun, they play. The country tiwa in danger zone already. Kìí gbogbo àná la máa ń sọ yẹn. Spark Lizzy said, my dad died because I don't have hospital. Nígbà ní bàbá kú, ṣáṣẹ̀ kú, ní June. So, bàbá tó ṣẹ̀ kú ní tó ṣì fresh. Ṣé ti sin dáàdì? Àbẹ́ ṣe gbé wọn sí ní mọ́ṣúárì. Ẹ má disgrace orò. Ẹ fi ìpòrò stupid bí ẹ̀yin. A ní country wa la fẹ́ gbà ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé orò síta ká fi bá gbogbo àwọn tó ń dààmú wa. Sanwó-Olú dẹ̀ ti jáde ó náà mọ̀ kankan nípa orò. But there's some intelligence that I'm getting, but I want to be sure before I come out and say it. Nípa Sanwó-Olú, Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún àti Ṣèyí Mákindé. Those three, let us be very careful. But I'll make a time, especially for next week. There's a lot of stakeholders. Hey, Jagaban. I'm a four point. I'm a Yoruba. Don't rope me on anymore. But you're follow you know. I'm a 4 point here. I told you, Jagaban. Move military equipment out of the north. Don't give them especially the firepower from the top. Military ò ní gbọ́ sí ẹlẹ́nu. A ti ń pariwo coup láti bí ọdún méjì. How many people remember when I started shouting coup, 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 coup? Ẹ bá ń fi sínú comment section. But like I said, if any military say, we have now taken over Nigeria, first and foremost, and I can keep repeating it. (2022) ni mo ti ń pariwo coup. Okay. Coup yín, coup yín, ẹ̀yin Nigerians, coup yín ó ṣe fẹ́ dé, but kò ní ṣe lórí àwa. Mo mọ̀ yẹn. Ṣé rí gbogbo coup tó ń ṣe nígbà 80s? When was the last coup in Nigeria? Can somebody remind me? Because I know history, they don't take. When was the last coup in Nigeria? Was it Babangida? Or Shonekan? Or Abacha? Which one was the last coup? The official coup in Nigeria? When was the last coup? Abacha? In 1993. Bàbá mi Waris Jinadu ẹ pẹ́ wọlé ṣe wà níbi iṣẹ́ ní sà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin Uber drivers wa, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ doctors, ẹ̀yin physician, ẹ̀yin engineer, àwọn ní kabúkabú náà. The last coup was 1993, okay, to 1998. Àwọn ní kankan tá fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ coup. But all I know is that if the military announced coup between now and as soon as the Gen Z come out, look, the Gen Z coming out is the best for Nigeria to go a separate ways. Our Yoruba, we will look after ourselves. Even if we fight each other, we will go and solve our problem. But like I said, if àwọn Igbo bá da Èkó rú, we will know. It's a protest. There's nothing like a protest. So violent long way. Hey, next week now violent. Next week is a violent protest. So don't listen to anyone on Twitter say it's just a peaceful protest. Look, there's never a peaceful protest. It's real violent, anarchy, coup, and multiple is coming out. Do I have sympathy for Tinubu? No. Ẹ sọ fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní access sí Tinubu. I don't know how much of the military equipment that has moved out, but if he has not done that since 1 year, oh my God, Tinubu, they will take the government from him. But that will be the end of Nigeria. And Tinubu will go on exile. I am just, thinking of so many things. Babami Benjamin Adumati. Wọ́n máa gba ìjọba lọ́wọ́ Tinubu, but that will be the end of Nigeria. But gbogbo wa ká lọ prepare for 3 years of all kind of uncertainty in Yoruba land for 3 years. Tó bá ti gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ Tinubu, 3 years. That is what is going to take us before things can calm down. Next week might not trigger it, but there is still a lot of what can trigger it between now and then. Whether it's going to happen next week, it doesn't matter. But everybody have said that word. Nigeria is sitting on what? Ebankose comment section. So kí làwa wá ń fi sentiment sí fún? We are looking for opportunity ń bọ̀. Ẹ wá ní okay, train tó ṣẹ̀ ṣe Lagos State kọ́ má bàjẹ́. No, anybody destroy Lagos, we go come after you now. So the word Nigeria is sitting on that. Èmi ò fẹ́ sọ ní ẹ kọ sí comment section. So what do we mean by that? So that means we are all liars. Even if we are not doing Yoruba nation, was Nigeria not sitting on that? Kí lẹ sọ? Ẹ wà ń bẹ̀, àwọn èèyàn comment o. Nigeria was sitting on what? Èmi ò fẹ́ kọ́ ni, èmi ò gbọ́yìnbó ni. Whether it was Yoruba nation that we are doing or not, was Nigeria sitting on something? And why was Nigeria sitting on that? So why are we then worried about what is going to happen next week that will bring that? It has nothing to do with Yoruba nation. The country itself has been on fire. Nigeria ti wà lórí fire because they destroyed the regional government. The Igbo said they didn't destroy it. It's this and that. Everybody keep bringing different narrative. Yoruba will go and write article and say, now you destroy regional government. Are we still in that era? We are not in that era anymore. We are now in a new era. Let's talk about the new era. Sort of regional government last year. Do you know what could have happened even if regional government was not destroyed? Why are we living in denial? A country that everybody does not love each other. A country that the hatred for the hatred wey dey inside every one of us, if they open our heart, so Koiki, look at Koiki one, and we come here and we are all kill us, sir. So if everybody is saying that the country is sitting on a gun keg, powder, iṣẹ́ òní powder máa ń ṣe, ó máa explode. All-Star Yorùbá ní 3 enemy forced to live together. Àwọn Igbo ń disrespect Professor Wole Soyinka. Àwọn náà ń disrespect Chinua Achebe. They know what is going on. And then you are going to now tell us, oh, let them not do anything in Nigeria. We are still Nigerians, or there. Ìyá mi fẹ́ David ẹ wà lórí program. Mo ti force gbogbo yín jáde àbí. Whether it was a Yoruba nation that we are doing or not, we said the country had a lot of explosive. Everybody just they hold their own. Everybody just they hold their own explosive. Oh yeah, people won't use their own explosive for Lagos, but we will not go Anambra. Why we not go Anambra? What they say to our money? Talk about destroy Lagos. I can't Los Anambra and I can't destroy it. If the Igbo destroy Lagos, let's move to their own city and destroy it as well. So why should we live together? It's on. Because if we are not together, I can say that, not me, our Yoruba government will protect us from the danger of the Igbos if they are the only one that are giving us problem. Èmi Olympic mo kàn gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní orí omi ló ti ṣe àwádẹ́ tí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo wọ́n ti ta gbogbo ẹ̀ fáwọn Igbo lómi kankan mọ́ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. So what I don't understand what we sit here and then you want me to be putting butter on the bread and then put jam on it, and you don't want me to put some spicy. Ẹni tó ń tún handy tani ẹni yẹn. Ẹ̀fẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé up Nigeria wọ́n ṣe ni up Nigeria o kọ́ bá wọ́n ìwé dà kí ni ẹni ṣe ẹ̀fìsẹ́ má bù kò má tà tó bá ṣáà ti disrespect wa lórí platform tiwa kọ́ má ní pé àti wà tó harsh ní bíbáyìí. tó bá ti takò tèmi sọ ní bíbá. Let's just focus and continue. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ẹ gbọ́ mi yé. If we are upset that the Igbos will destroy Lagos, let's go and destroy their own end. Chikene. Because we are all still one Nigeria. But ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin fáwa ní support yẹn délẹ̀. Kí gbogbo wa jọ move jáde as one block pa fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Tó bá wá bí Igbo kankan dá kó wá destroy Lagos. Do you know that the British has got my fingerprint? How many times have I said that on this program? How many times have I said that the British government, when I say I'm not going to Nigeria, when I came to this country and I started applying for my immigration, when I'm my fingerprint, me money shikene. Take them. Now free. I gave them my fingerprint. Taba be any Igbo that go destroy Lagos, taba by Yoruba nation. Taba be kokonu one da. Koda kote import fake product ko gbe wole Yoruba. One don't. Even they are producing alcohol. We are consuming every contotu ko gba NAFDAC product on create omi. Gbogbo àwọn yẹn my small problem làwọn yẹn. Bigger problem ni pé ká pull out of Nigeria and stop them if they have any intention against us. Torí pé àwọn Fúlàní nísìn ọ̀rẹ́ wa làwa Fúlàní, àwọn yẹn a lè bá wọn ṣàbí. A lè bá Lebanese ṣe, a lè bá France ṣe, but a ní bá Igbo ṣe torí pé àwọn gangan ní ọ̀tá wa. Then let's stop Nigeria and then out and then tell them how we want them to live with us. That is how it's going to be done. Kò ṣe pé kẹwàá ní a máa wà ní Nigeria, ẹ máa gbòòrò jáde, wàá disgrace Oro. Àwọn ọmọ Igbo yẹn á disgrace Oro. Oro Yorùbá nìkan ló lè mú kò ní mú Igbo. Ẹ ríran wò ní next week. Ẹ máa ní dey play. One bastard. So ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé ní Oro lọ́wọ́, wọ́n fìyà jẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ gbé Oro jáde, kẹ́ rán Oro sí gbogbo àwọn tó ń fìyà jẹ wá. You are all bomb bastard. Ẹ gbé Oro jáde ní next week. Gbogbo ẹ máa play out lórí social media. What disgrace Oro? 1950 ni wọ́n ti fún àwọn oúnjẹ tó jẹ́ kí Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo máa jẹ lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ìwà sọ pé fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde lọ́sàn kan ní 21st century. Àwọn olóò believe Oro mọ̀. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣòro tẹ́tí ẹ má kí n sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣà. Ẹni tó fẹ́ gbòòrò tó ti ṣe jigijigi. Ẹni tó fẹ́ gbòòrò tó ń ṣe jigijigi. Nínú jigijigi yẹn á kàn gbé èkó wọlé á ní òṣòro. They play. So ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé ní Oro wọ́n fi àjọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ gbé Oro jáde ká fi Oro yẹn ká ránṣẹ́ sí wọn. So Oro politician lè fi gbé jáde next week. They play. Ẹ̀yin bomb bastard. Bomb bastard gbogbo yín. Oro fò lè fi gbé jáde. So nísìnyí ẹ̀yin mọ̀ pé fẹ́ gbé Oro jáde. À ń pariwo pé wọ́n pa wá. Wọ́n pa economy gbogbo lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹ wá fẹ́ gbé Oro jáde torí àwọn ọmọ Igbo wàá disgrace gbòòrò yín ní next week. Oro àti Oro máa bára wọn jà ní next week. Blood will flow next week. Let everybody go and prepare their mind. The end of Nigeria, we can all smell it. Nigeria is sitting on what? Any student, Nigeria is sitting on what? Nigeria is sitting on what? Oloni Okonsolisi Ruby Giant. One gaze on the Olympic 2024, and they are talking about Oro. Mombi, Mrs. mi pé àwọn tó ń ṣò l'Olympic tó ń fi gate tó fi ń bombard gbogbo ojú wa. Mo ní tí àwọn Muslim country náà lọ sí Olympic náà lọ. So gay àti Mùsùlùmí wọ́n jọ máa gbá football. They play. The phone line is open if you want to. More of a line is still there. If you want to call in, weekend lower. As long as you know the number. So we have the gays and the Muslims. They will be in that same Olympic. Abi. Not sure. Ẹja ayọ̀ ilé tó ń disturb wa tó ń flood kíní wa yìí. Mo bá jẹ́ ń dé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Let's go back and listen to this. Ká dé pẹ̀lú because Oro politics re-election Sanwó-Olú. Sanwó-Olú náà wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀. Arròyìn ní next week. Mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Comment ẹ̀ ṣe wá ń fast báyìí. Ó ṣe ń drop okay mo ti rẹ́ nìyẹn. Confit my disturb and the platform. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Do I have sympathy for Tinubu? No. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi triple DRS. Ṣé mo kí n látẹ̀ nǹkan ṣá? Kúnlé Bakers, òun ló máa ń sábà fún wa lówó tá máa ń tàbí pa rówó lórí Twitter àbí kí la máa rí. Mo kí gbogbo yín. The only sympathy I can have for Tinubu is let Tinubu come out tomorrow morning and say enough is enough. Pass that message through Ooni of Ife and let Ooni of Ife pass that through to Awujale and let them announce that Yoruba people will exit Nigeria. Kó má jáde láti ẹnu Tinubu káwọn bá wá announce ẹ̀. Kó lóye wọlé, Koiki dé sísàlẹ̀, gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàgbẹ́kọ̀yà àti OPC àtẹni tó believe tẹ́lẹ̀ àtẹni tó believe gbogbo wa máa gbọ́ sáwọn ọba lẹ́nu. We will work together. Ìbà Gani Adams gan tó bá ready gan àfàlẹ́pọ̀n. Ẹgbẹ́ ìgbẹ́ ṣáájú àwọn bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ ìbẹ́ ní àwọn ọba lẹ̀ ń dúró dè. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ kí bá má jáde. Àgbàbà kúrò lẹ́rọ ẹ̀ ní ìbá wo. We will all come together and the first thing we will do is we defend the borders. And then we will not chase anybody out, but we will tell the Igbos how we want them to operate in Yoruba land. If they are not happy, let them go back to Inewi or wherever. Tobatiwa. Everyone's okay. I'm going, sir. Káàbọ̀ sẹ́rí kan níwá. Yọ kan pẹ̀lú.
Wọ́n ní fẹ́lú mi sí agbára lọ.
Ṣẹ̀dùmarè.
Ayé mi mú oyin.
Àmín.
Ṣé rí àwọn Lagos State tán ló máa fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde? Àwọn gangan ló fẹ́ fogun jara wọn. Wọ́n fẹ́ fogun jara wọn ni. Àwọn gangan ló ti pè fogun. Because wọ́n ní àfìfìlà pérín. Ẹ̀kan ló níyì mọ́. Ẹ ti fi ọ̀rọ̀ rò, ẹ ti fi dẹ́rù bà àwọn èèyàn nígbà election. Kò wá tó sí ìgbà tán náà fẹ́ ṣe rally, wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe protest, lẹ́wà lọ ẹ̀sùn fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde. Àwọn èèyàn ní bìlífù yín mọ̀. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé orò tẹ gbé jáde ńgbà ẹ fi disturb àwọn, ẹ fi dẹ́rù bà àwọn èèyàn ní eléyìí tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe yìí. Wọ́n mọ̀ alẹ́ ni tó bá gbé orò àtòrò, wọ́n mọ̀jọ máa kó papọ̀ ní Ògún ló máa jọ pa wọ́n papọ̀. Lélẹ̀ tá a bá bọ̀ yìí. Ẹni tó bá gbé orò àti orò, Ògún ló máa jọ pa wọ́n papọ̀. Ó jẹ́ fẹ́ béèrè gan sef, orò gidi wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ gidi kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àtọmọ Yíbò àtẹni bọ̀dì ni mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ gidi, kò original orò wẹ́pọ̀ sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kò sí nǹkan kan orò, kò sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ìjọba yẹ ká máa káwọn ọ̀rẹ́ kò máa parọ́ fún yín pé orò kan bẹ́ẹ̀ bí kankan. Kò sọ̀rọ̀ kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, orò gidi original orò kankan sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́nìbọ̀dì máa parọ́ fún yín. Wọ́n fi yẹn wọ́n máa fẹ́ jalè tán, tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ jalè tán máa fẹ́ ṣèkà lóru náà làwọn ará Èkó máa ń fi orò dẹ́rù bà àwọn èèyàn kóró kàn fẹ́ gbòòrò jáde. Original orò sí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ẹ má jẹ́ ká parọ́ fún yín o. Eléyìí tán dẹ̀fẹ̀ dánwò yìí, wọ́n fẹ́ fi dá ogún lẹ́sìkò fúnra wọn ni. Because ẹ fẹ́ máa gbòòrò jáde ẹlẹ́fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ láàrin 15 days. So ṣé gbogbo àwọn obìnrin ò ní lọ bí iṣẹ́ mọ́ wọn ní jáde mọ́? Ẹ sá lè gbòòrò lóru. Protest náà fẹ́ ṣe ní lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní tán fẹ́ ṣe ní ọ̀sán gangan náà fẹ́ ṣe. Ṣé wá ẹ máa ń sọ pé gbogbo obìnrin má jáde mọ́ ni? Lagos State fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State fúnra wọn ni. Gbogbo ilé táwọn Lagos State sọ pé àwọn ọmọ ń pẹ́. àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe lọ́fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan àwọn tó fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State mọ́ yín lára gangan ara yín náà wà ẹ̀yin gangan fúnra yín lẹ́fẹ́ dáná sun Lagos State ẹ̀ má wọ̀ rí rí fíìmù wọ́n máa rò pé bí ìta ṣe nígbà election ni rí bí kan gbà jẹ́ rí bí kan gbà mọ́ òrù lẹ́fẹ́ máa gbé jáde káàkiri wọ́n á pa òrò wọ́n á pẹ́ni tó gbòòrò olórí burúkú ni wọ́n. Àwọn tó mọ̀ túmọ̀rò àwọn tó mọ̀ túmọ̀rò wọ́n mọ̀ tó yọrò wọ́n mọ̀ túmọ̀rò wọ́n mọ̀ èyí tó ń pè lórò kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kò tí ò kankan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ wọ́n máa parọ́ fún yín. Eégún lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ eégún gidi kan níbi ìlú eégún gidi wo ló wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nígbàsẹ̀ eégún gidi wo ló wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtọ́ akú yòrò èkó gan ò lẹ́gùn gidi àtọ́pọ̀rọ̀ òkúta náà fi pa eégún kan ní Bógìjà ní Bẹ́jìlẹ́kì níjọ́sí ọmọ Yíbò ló fòkúta pa eégún ọmọ Yíbò ló fi òkúta ló fi pa eégún ẹ gbòòrò jáde tí wọn bá fòkúta pa ẹni tó gbòòrò àtòrò gan fún rẹ tó rò mẹ́ta máa dáná sun gbogbo rẹ dànù àwa bí yín dẹ gbòòrò jáde lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àwa wà mí bá fún yín àwọn òyìn bá mi àwọn abúgbàmọ pọ.
Mo kí gbogbo yín tí ẹ ń bẹ nílé pé àsìkò yìí ò kì í ṣe àsìkò tí a gbọ́dọ̀ bẹ̀rù kò ń ṣe ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa ní yánpọnyánrin ti lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ rí àbí ló ti ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ rí. Every day I read the paper, mo ṣì lè lọ mú wá nísàlẹ̀. I go into the history. Blood was spilled during that era. Blood is still being spilled. Israel ti pa àwọn Palestinian. And America is the one harming Israel. Why should we allow blood to flow when Tinubus that we thought is intelligent can stop it? He wants to avoid it, and that means you can have your cake again. You can have your cake and kidney. Tinubus will be the last president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He might end up in exile, but kò ní sí Nigeria mọ́. Igbos will not control any southwest. If Nigeria breaks, we will fight them to the last man standing. We will push them back. But we will be neighbors if they respect the Yoruba government that will come up. Because if the whole shenanigans happen, the end of Nigeria is there, and we should be ready to push in as a Yoruba government to start exactly what we want to do. All your governors will run without their pants on. Tinubu will go on exile, but nobody will control Nigeria, not the military. Money ama koko jagada to wa láàrin gbogbo wa. Ajá yẹn dànù. Tó bá bí military náà dá. I will be coming down. I promise you that. I will not say more than that. I will be coming down shoulder to shoulder with Oloye Igboho, shoulder to shoulder with whoever cares to defend and protect that land from the Igbos, the Fulanis, the Lebanese, the Americans, and whoever that cares will know that we are not joking. Eléyìí ti kọjá ìgbà kinní kan, ìyẹn mo ṣe ń béèrè pé when was the last school? Ẹgbọ́n sókè bàbá mi.
Ẹkúṣẹ́ Mr. Koiki. Ọ̀dàlẹ̀ pẹ́lẹ̀kùn ni, ẹ̀dàlẹ̀ ọmọ balẹ̀ lọ. Èkó tà ń pariwo tó bóyá pariwo kan láìkì kò mí ìfẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀bọ̀. Èkó ti dalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Èkó dalẹ̀ Yorùbá. Èkó jáde nígbà tó láwọn òkè sára Yorùbá ni.
Òhò, ẹ tún gbọ́. Lagos ti sọ fáwọn apá wọn kì í ṣara Yorùbá.
Tí ó pọ̀ ìṣòro tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bá ń fèsì lẹ́yìn. Ṣé ẹ̀rọ pé kò ló fà á? Gbogbo ìṣòro tó ń tilẹ̀ Yorùbá kọjú lẹ́yìn Èkó ló fà á. Torí Èkó ni gbogbo wa rí bí lárídà Amẹ́ríkà.
Ẹ má bínú bàbá mi pé mo interject. Lagos alone is enough to fund this Yoruba nation if they are serious. But all these bastard politicians want to keep Nigeria, and they want this sentiment fún wọn. Ẹ má ẹ̀ka búra wa torí mo ní mo fẹ́ bọ́ anybody. Àwọn olóṣèlú nìkan ni mo máa bú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹ kó rí wa pé gbogbo wa àtèmi náà àwa tí wọ́n fi sentiment sáwọn tó ń fi wá tán torí ẹ jẹ́ ká lé gbogbo wọn kọ́ bá wa push wọn. ẹgbọ́n sókè Mr. Adam á bínú.
Yorùbá nation tá à ń pariwo láti jọ ẹ̀ ìgbà tó dẹ́kun wọn kálukú wà fún wọn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbogbo àwọn ìdàlẹ̀ yìí ibo náà ti wá ibo náà ń gbé ibi tó bá ti jẹ́ pé òun ló fẹ́ gbàbọ̀dé fúnlẹ̀ Yorùbá kí á ní àfẹ́ láì ní ìfẹ́ ta tún ní sí ṣé mo pé gbogbo nǹkan tó wá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá lé ní Èkó yẹn náà láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbà tá a fẹ́ gbé rálìwọ̀ Èkó kí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ so wọn wá fẹ́ ní nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ wá ní ẹgbẹ́ gbòòrò jáde ó wo oṣù ní ẹgbẹ́ jáde ẹ má bà ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ́ fún wa ẹ̀dọ́ ẹ má bà ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ́ fún wa gba ajé tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí ṣé ó sì wà bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyí. gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gbogbo tó ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lé mi ni ṣe bí kí ni àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kí ni nǹkan tá à ń wá ṣé Èkó nìkan la rò pé ó jẹ́ pàtàkì nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tàbí nígbà tó ti ló ń kọ́. ohun tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ló bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. ẹ wo òótọ́ ọ̀gbìn ká má sọ ìsàkó yìí tó bá ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ibi tó bá ti parí náà nìyẹn. ẹ jẹ́ ká kó mẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá lulẹ̀ ìlú ní àdìdẹ. ẹ wo má lọ.
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá mi. ìyá wa kan pè mí láti Abẹ́òkúta wọ́n drop voice fún mi wọ́n ní wọ́n wó building tí àwọn ìyá yẹn ti ń ta wóróbo tó wà very very painful tá a bá ń lo language yẹn torí pé mo mọ owó tí mom sí tèmi fi ń ṣe business when she was travelling in dollars. wọ́n náà wá wó àwọn shop yẹn ẹni tó bá wà lábẹ́òkúta tá a bá ń parọ́ ẹ bá ń fi sínú comment section. wọ́n náà wá ń ta ní 6 million àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò dẹ̀ ń ra mẹ́ta. And this is happening in our lifetime. They want to protect the interest of our criminals against the Yoruba people. So tala ń gbèjẹ mo níyàn ìyàn mélòó là ń gbèjẹ ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè sà. Ó ti mute kẹ̀. Ó máa mute o. No, ó ṣì wà on. Mic mi wà on. Bí a torí pé ṣe bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ tán ni ẹ refresh lọ́dọ̀ yín. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Náà pé èèyàn kan fi darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Twitter space. Ẹ ká lọ gbọ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ ní kíákíá. A new word. Ẹja gbọ́n nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ ti jáde sí listening. Okay. Mo kí ẹ Collins. Ọlọ́run bá wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Talent ti pọ̀ jù. Brain ti pọ̀ jù. Àárín kankan fi ṣe. Ìyá mi Wunmi praise Ekalema. Suffering of our people. Àwa tí wọ́n fi sentiment sí. Ìyá mi Wunmi praise Èkó ló ń gbé. Kíyàn má kọ̀ máa sọ tí bá bí wọ́n pé ilé tẹ̀ ń gbé báwo ló ṣe rí ṣé local government ń look after yín ẹ jẹ́ kí n padà sọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ sí mi díẹ̀ òun kọ́kọ́ ti gbé program yẹn lọ ọ̀dọ̀ tí mọ̀ sí mi mo ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ a dẹ̀ ti ṣe 2 hours ọjọ́ yẹn kì í pẹ́ rárá kọ́ lọ́ má jà kájọ́ burúkú. Mo ní council I won't go into all the details màmá ṣẹ́nukò but mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé council reach out sí mọ̀ sí mi wọ́n wá ń bí wọ́n pé ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé ẹ lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí àwọn kankan báyìí but I can give you just one. Wọ́n pe mọ́tò kan ní mọ́tò tó lè wá gbé àwọn èèyàn nínú ilé bí wọ́n fi lọ ṣe shopping àwọn tó bá kò ń ṣe irú àwọn àdọ́ báyìí o àwọn bí àgbàlagbà wọ́n sọ fún mọ́mísí mi pé ó yẹ kẹ́ ti apply ṣé ẹ̀ mọ̀ ni so that irú àwọn ọmọ Yọmí tó busy tó ráyè yẹn lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ máa pè wá ká wá fi mọ́tò gbé yín nílé kẹ́ lọ ṣe shopping ká dẹ̀ gbé yín padà wọlé mọ́tò yẹn park tó máa fi lọ tó máa fi bọ̀ plus so many other amenities gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ la kàn fi sọ lórí social media àwọn tó ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ àwọn grandma yín kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wá ń sọ fún wọn pé ìwọ máa pray fún Nàìjíríà but grandma tó bá ń gbé ní UK l'Amẹ́ríkà kò gbọ́dọ̀ tún ní ká máa pray fún Nàìjíríà kankan mọ́ àfi tó bá yẹ pa láì dání grandma yẹn àti grandfather táwọn ọ̀dọ́ bá ń sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ máa pray fún Nàìjíríà torí òun ti jápa ni tí wọn náà bá jápa ìwọ náà lè máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. The local government tí mọ̀mísí mi wà wọ́n pe mọ̀mísí pé àwọn ń bọ̀ wá rí ẹ torí a rí pé o apply fáwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ tó yẹ kó apply fún. Mọ̀mísí mi wá ní àwọn náà mọ àwọn kankan tẹ́lẹ̀ má tẹ̀ wọ́rì àwọn tó pọ̀ ni wọ́n wá gbé list wá wọ́n gbé folder yẹn wá ó ju more than 20 ó yá ilé ò lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ sí ẹni freedom pass àìtẹ̀ ti gbà yẹn dà ṣé wọ́n san pension ní ṣé kò sí problem ṣówó yẹn wọlé every week ṣé kílẹ̀ tún need ẹni dẹ̀ tó máa tọ́jú lé ó dà ẹ má kí n sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ mọ̀mísí mi wá ń bà wọ́n nú jẹ́ wọ́n wá ń wo àwọn táwọn jọ jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ tó wà Nàìjíríà ṣọ́ ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ aláṣẹ gan àwọn oligarch tó ju díẹ̀ lọ Dangote wá ń sunkún ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà kò ní dáa fún ta ló ń sunkún sí lọ́rùn ta ló ń sunkún tó ń sunkún sábọ̀ kí ní kàn wá pẹ̀lú ẹkún tó ń sun ẹ jẹ́ kó sunkún sábọ̀ àmọ́ níbi tó ti ń sunkún yẹn ó ń gbé àṣírí jáde gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà èyí tí ẹ̀kọ́ máa sọ pé kí ni NNPC lọ set up refinery sí Malta mélòó ni Malta ṣé mo ìlú tó ń pè ní Malta ìlú tó ní fún wọn ní visa ó wá ń gbé epo Nàìjíríà mo wá ní ká kọ́kọ́ ká bá wọn fa wàhálà ká lè retrieve epo tó ń bẹ ní Ondo State kọ́ bá kan máa fi ìyẹn jẹun kó máa fi kó wa lómi ọbẹ̀ káwa náà wáhùn tó máa bá wa lọ explore bóde ìjà ká ṣe máa ṣe ní bọ́ńkìrì náà ni ká máa ṣe ní bọ́ńkìrì kọ́ láwọn ọmọ Niger Delta ń lò ní tó fi ń rówó lọ́wọ́ ìbọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn kò ń ṣe kékeré bọ́ńkìrì ló ń ṣe. ambos bọ́sí tá bá ti take control of the country tó jẹ́ tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Ìgbò là ń jà fún kò sí tó kàn pẹ̀lú ilẹ̀ Ìgbò kò sí tó kàn pẹ̀lú Haúsá we will first go straight into our resources and first defend it and protect it gbogbo ibi tó náà ti ń wa kùsà fídíò yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ mẹ́rin pé mò ń ṣeré ni kò ń ṣe fídíò tó gbọ́dọ̀ jáde ni tó ra àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà nínú ẹ̀ tó gbọ́dọ̀ wà classify tó lè túlẹ̀ Yorùbá tó lè tú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gidi tó máa díjà lẹ̀ láàrin àwọn ìwọ jókòó sí mo sọ fún ẹ pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́ èmi gan tẹ̀wọ̀n pé góòlù ló ń pè ní kùsà Ìgbòho ṣà ló ní coordinator mo ní ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ti kúrò ní tipẹ́ ẹ ilé máa ṣàlàyé fèmí ṣé pé tán wà ní tàdé rí lọ́wọ́ ta bá wọn lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ìwọ jókòó ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa ṣiṣẹ́ and we are all here telling you the truth but ẹni ẹ fẹ́ òtítọ́ ẹ jà gbọ́ fídíò ẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí 12 náà la máa parí program yìí kí mi náà lè fẹ̀gbẹ́ lélẹ̀ mo tún lè jí ní 4 o'clock lóru kò sí tó kàn mí ẹ̀ta bábá lórí ètò náà ni a ní Nàìjíríà is not working Dangote wa ń sunkún ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà ta ló ń sunkún sí lọ́rùn kí ní kàn àwa ìyàwó mi rán mi létí ó ẹnu ẹ̀ yìí kò dá rárá mo ní kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ó ní mo ti sọ pé Dangote máa padà ta gbogbo ẹ̀ padà fún wa náà ni is coming there torí ara ń kan but ó máa padà wá ó dẹ̀ ní má sùn taratara. Dangote is bitter gidi kò mọ òun gan báyìí nísìnyí ẹ wo orí ẹ ní gbogbo ẹ funfun yẹn kò funfun tó yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ kò yẹ pé kò funfun ó funfun wá lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni kí lẹ rò pé ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àdúrà tẹ̀yin náà ṣe ní gbogbo àdúrà ètùtù tá à ń gbé tẹ̀sùbà tá à ń fà ọlọ́run wa náà wá tún dé tán àti wọn ní káwọn kan máa jáde ẹ̀yin ti fẹ́ jáde ni ṣé báwa ò tí jáde àwọn ò jáde nísìnyí àwọn ọ̀sọ́fà fẹ́ jáde bòtọ́mọ Adéyẹmọ bá sọ pé ó yá ó ti yá bọ́ ní ká jáde àwa gbọ́ mi dáadáa o tó bá lọ jáde jáde tán ni o má jáde àfú o lè jáde kó má wọlé o àbẹ́ẹ̀ ní protest violent náà ń pè protest kí ló ń jẹ́ peaceful wọn ò ní yín rọ́bà bullet tó ìbọn gidi ló máa yìn fún yín o ìbọn gidi ni o tó bá láyè jókòó sínú ilé ẹ kó máa wò lórí social media but ṣe rántí pé if 1 million people are out there èlò ló máa pa ṣẹ́yìn mọ̀ pé plane ẹ̀yin diaspora tí ò ti ra ticket wo Benin lẹ́ máa gbà wọlé àbí Ghana àbí Cameroon Cameroon yẹn dẹ̀ hot díẹ̀ báyìí àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ń jà ní gbogbo bẹ̀yẹn pẹ̀lú àwọn Ambazonia ẹ má gba Cameroon wọlé ẹ ṣáà gba Ghana àbí Benin torí àwọn èèyàn sì máa ṣiṣẹ́ aircraft will be àwọn airline máa divert ni so why is Dangote crying kí ló ń pa lẹ́kún ta ló gba omijé lọ́nà ta ló gba kàrà Dangote ta ló mọ reason ti Dangote kí ló why is Dangote crying tó ó wá ń ṣe media press lójoojúmọ́ kí ní kàn wá pẹ̀lú yẹn èmi ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ Dangote sọ pé ò rí mi náà ìbọn ẹnu wa ń rùn ni so Tinubu wá ń fẹ́ lẹ́pọ̀n ẹjọ́ ń fara yín lẹ́pọ̀n ó wá ń jẹ́ kí Tinubu mọ̀ pé ọmọ Tinubu kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan-an tájọ́ sọkọ́ lélẹ́yìí who knows the deals because Dangote gbogbo èèyàn ló ń bá ṣe òun ló lọ gbé Bill Gates wá fún Tinubu ẹ má yẹ ká fi sentiment sẹ́wọ̀n pípọ̀ yìí ó ń ta sìmẹ́ǹtì fún yín tó wọ́n ó gbé ṣúgà dání ó wá náà wọ́n fi ṣe monopoly òun ò ní ṣe stealing mọ́ ìwọ jẹ̀bi Dangote tó lọ import àwọn ọmọ India kí ló tẹ̀ máa ń ṣàwọn èèyàn wa gan ṣe ṣá máa ń gbàgbé nǹkan ni ṣó dìgbà tá a bá máa jágbe mọ́ra wa lórí social media ni ìwọ ṣe tán ní yunifásitì ó ní o ṣe engineering Dangote wa lọ kó àwọn ọmọ India wá ó kó wọn sínú refinery bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ní kọ́ máa ṣiṣẹ́ àwọn Yorùbá tó lè máa wa mọ́tò tẹ ẹ̀yin tẹ máa wa mọ́tò tẹ máa wa mọ́tò tẹ táyà yín máa àwọn tó máa iṣẹ́ ò lẹ́yìn mọ́ Yorùbá ń ṣe nínú bẹ̀ ṣé àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ ẹni tó ń handle Dangote project kò ń ṣe mọ́ Nàìjíríà the whole head ẹni tó handle project yẹn so táwọn sọ ní ẹ̀yin tẹ ní ẹwà ẹ̀yin tẹ kàwé dáadáa ẹ̀yin tẹ ní PhD masters so nígbà tí Dangote tó ń sọ́ọ̀sì fún gbogbo àwọn tó lè lò kò rí ọmọ Ìgbò kò rí ọmọ Haúsá ó wá lọ gbé bàbá kan wá láti India ìyẹn ló bá manage gbogbo project yẹn délẹ̀ ìyá mi Fágbémilé kékeré sọ wọn education 419 àwọn yẹn kan náà lọ máa sọ pé gbogbo gbọ́ English àṣẹyìn gan gbọ́ grammar torí Dangote ò ní ẹ wá máa ṣe analysis òfò when Dangote refinery goes into the market the crude oil will go down we don't know why the government is not supplying Dangote with crude oil which crude oil ẹ jẹ́ kájọ ka ilé mú bọ̀ bàbá mi Benjamin Adémọ́tì kí lẹ sọ ẹni Dangote is also part of the problem. Whether this is true or not, whatever it is, òtítọ́ díẹ̀ àmà wà nú ẹ̀. Dangote wá ń sunkún òfò káàkiri. Do you know that Dangote has granted more interview than the 8 years of Buhari? But ó kàn ṣe interview ni. What's going on here? But Dangote, do you know that Buhari sold enough of the crude oil? You know all this now. So what is the game plan to fi gbé 100 million sílẹ̀ tó gbé fún Tinubu? Was it part of the plan pé Tinubu máa di president, our peer padà, and it's not going the other way around? Emma, for sentiment is more Yoruba. We don't know what these people discuss in the middle of the night. Dangote gbowó fún Tinubu. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún Tinubu pé màá support ẹlẹ́yìn bọ̀ màá fún Buhari náà ní support o. But you will be the president. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa máa think out of the box. You are fighting for the people that doesn't have any feelings for every single one of us. The Dangote paid so that Tinubu president. Paid Tinubu 100 million. Let me just use the Dangote project as it could be a gimmick. That is chicken change money because Dangote did not use his money. Dangote low they play. Fake rice pyramid. Ìwúkúlẹ̀ Amosun, Buhari, fake rice pyramid. Ṣebí Sanwó-Olú ní kankan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìkòròdú, ẹ bá mi sọ bẹ́yẹn. Ó ní bí wọ́n produce rice níbẹ̀ ni, bí wọ́n stock ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ni. Silver Badmus mo kí yín. A country full of deceit and lies. But àwa máa wá jókòó sí bíbá ẹ wá máa ní mo kí ẹ kẹ́kẹ́ Okos, thanks so much. You can't eat your cake and have it. If we want Nigeria to remain, then let's keep Nigeria. If we don't want Nigeria to remain, let everything roll out. Still on TikTok more. And I refuse to go back because mo tell him stress. Double tap. Tibawa angry, one more angry. Oh mama, what reaction in me? I can't go through that stress. Only me go on deep with too many things. So am I can to lórí TikTok mo bẹ̀yìn ni ohun mi kí n wà níbẹ̀ but I was there before but what you me after we had 40,000 followers or something around there. I did appeal it and they refused and I said, fuck it, I'm not interested anymore. Oh, Immortal Rice Mill. Kí ló máa ń ṣe níbẹ̀? Ẹ bá mi lọ ṣe investigation ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń gbé ní Mọ̀tá. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ wa tó ń gbé ní Mọ̀tá, ẹ bá mi lọ síbẹ̀. Torí èèyàn kan pè mí, ó ní Koiki, ó ní kò sí títì níbẹ̀. Ìjọ tó fi wá lọ́ǹchẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ da ọ̀dà kéékèèké síbẹ̀ ti Dangote fún wọn. Ẹgbọ́n sókè láti Dallas ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Koiki bàbá. Koiki bàbá.
Wọ́n wà pẹ̀lú yẹn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Yoruba land never forget your labor of love. Honestly. And now, ibi tẹ́mi ń lọ, mo kàn fẹ́ bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀ ni. The Yoruba people in general. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹlòmíì báyà máa wo ètò yìí létà ni. Mo kàn fẹ́ ká mọ̀ ní o wípé gbogbo àwọn tó ń sọ pé protect Lagos, protect kìíní kan, irọ́ ni o. Pásọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ bi wọ́n, nígbà tí wọ́n bá ta ṣọ́ọ̀pù, tí wọ́n bá mú ṣọ́ọ̀pù ìyá Yorùbá tó ń ta wóróbo, tán mú ṣọ́ọ̀bù ẹ̀ tán demolish ẹ̀. Wọ́n wá ta that same shop, wọ́n á tà fọmọ Igbo, wọ́n á gbé jáde ní 50 million, 25 million. Ọmọ Igbo àsanwó. You criminal Yoruba politician, they will now still come around and be claiming ọmọ Igbo fẹ́ gbèkó, ọmọ Igbo kìíní kan o. The question is, Yoruba land dey kó gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ láwọn fẹ́ protect. Who are they protecting the land for? So you can see that these are all criminal activities táwọn Yoruba politicians tí wọ́n ń ṣe. Don't be deceived. And let me tell you, ṣé rí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ yìí? Bàbá kan wà bí ó máa ń já mi sí ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu gan. Ṣé rí Tinubu yẹn? Táwọn aṣọ táwọn àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tí gbogbo wọn táwọn aṣọ di God. That guy is a coward. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, in fact, mo fẹ́ kéde wà on record. That guy is a coward. Ẹ máa wo nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé tí gbogbo ẹ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? Tinubu máa já. Ṣé rí máa kan wà bí tó máa ń gbé gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ personality Tinubu tó ó mọ̀ dáadáa gangan pé bàbá yẹn kò lé mi. Ṣé rí ó kàn jẹ́ bí Don is a criminal Don. So ó ti ní àwọn enterprise ó láwọn clique tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún un. Bọ́n gangan kò lé mi. Ó máa ń gbọ̀n nígbà kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí kí ló àwọn boys ẹ̀ náà máa ń sọ pé àṣìwájú ẹ̀ máa wọ̀rí ẹ̀ máa ń dùn ẹ̀ máa ṣe kíní kan tí ẹ̀ kàn ní kó fún owó síta. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wèrè tápẹ́lẹ́ àwọn ní Yorùbá ronú kíní kan ọmọ Ìgbò ni àwọn máa gbégún irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀ o, olórí burúkú wọn they are doing their own job. So ìwọ tó bá jẹ́ Yorùbá, ọkùnrin, obìnrin, ọmọdé, àgbà, má dá wọn lóhùn o, they don't love you. Tinubu ó máa kó rice lọ sí north, á lọ máa gbé bag of rice fún wọn ní north láti planted wọn pẹ̀ kán má wọrí. Àwa tá a jẹ́ Yorùbá, ó ti underrate wa, kò tiẹ̀ káàtì wà sẹ́nìtì, ó ti mọ̀ pé òpònú ni wá, ọ̀dẹ̀ ni wá, àní complain, kò tiẹ̀ ní gbẹ́nìtì wá sọ́dọ̀ wa. Tó bá ti wá dìgbà lẹ́sẹ̀ àwọn àtàwọn ẹ má wọrí, Yorùbá náà ni. Ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe lè tó yẹ kó ṣe sílẹ̀ Yorùbá kò ní ṣe anything. These guys has no plan for anybody. Gbogbo wọn ti ń jádànù. Wọ́n ti máa sọ fún wọn ti pẹ́ gbogbo ìyàwó sẹ́nétọ̀ wọn, ìyàwó House of Rep member wọn, ìyàwó gómìnà wọn, gbogbo wọn làwọn máa ń pàdé l'Amẹ́ríkà bí. Tí n bá lọ sí Miami Beach, tẹ̀kẹ̀ lọ ṣeré, àyànnà tó bá kẹ̀lẹ́ nìkan tí a mọ̀ pé láyé what's up? A kàn sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ìyàwó ọ̀ṣọ́ ọmọ lẹ̀ nìyẹn pé báwo ni ìwọ sọ ayúdè náà? Wọ́n ṣeré wa ni wọ́n gbáfẹ́ wa ni ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn náà ń gbé bí. Olórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn, they don't love you, they don't love Yorùbá land. And they know what they are doing. Bàbá kan wà, máa kan wà ní Tíríà, kí lorúkọ máa yìí?
Network. Might probably be receiving another call.
Hello?
I'm going para. Oh, freeze the link on.
So these people are criminal. They don't love Yoruba land, though. They love themselves. And when they won't like it, people watch shady bidiriye, Baba. You see, I am saying it. You want to say, ọba David Jọba fẹ́, ọba mi ọba fẹ́, Adéyẹyẹ Ògún ṣàbí kí lorúkọ yẹn. That guy is a criminal. Cherry problem that nigga. We respect these people too much, and we have refused to say the truth. What the loss of dancing and it don't want each other. Bó ṣe scam yẹn, bó ṣe ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Àwọn irinṣẹ́ Tinubu nìyẹn o. Ń sìn ọ̀nà ti jáde sí we are better together as one. Ń bọ̀ jẹ́ wípé ibẹ̀ náà ti ń jí góòdì náà ti ń jí gbogbo ẹ̀. They love it as they are oppressing you. If we have our own sovereign independent nation, we won't need anybody's help. Ó ní mo bá sọ fún yín, ọmọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi ó ṣe parí high school ni. She's 19 years. Ó ti ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ bá mọ iye tí ọmọ yẹn make ọmọ 19 years. Ọmọ 19 years mélòó ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní Naija ló lówó lọ. Ṣé graduate kan tẹ̀ ti lówó lọ́wọ́? And that is what we are saying. Àwọn àgbàlagbà, I was listening to your analysis. Bó ṣe rí l'Amẹ́ríkà náà nìyẹn. Wọ́n máa ń bẹ̀ wá ni pé wọ́n tún ti pè mí pé ṣé mi níbi medical ni insurance program wo ni mo ń ṣe, mo níbi láti pẹ̀lẹ́. I say I don't want it. Bó ṣe wà nìyẹn. So please, I am begging you, these people don't love you. They are working for themselves. Tẹ́ bá rí ní Twitter, tó ń pariwo ẹ jọ̀ọ́ protect Yorùbá. Irọ́ ni o. Tinubu Enterprises náà fẹ́ protect. They don't love you. They are all restructuring. They still want to be the ones to be in charge. That is why wọ́n fẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká tún gbogbo kìíní tó. And let me tell you, that country is going down. Igbos are not your problem. Igbo kan ni problem wa o. Àwọn Yorùbá political leaders, àwọn gangan ni problem wa. Igbos are not your problem. Stop deceiving yourself. It is all lies. It is all political. Igbos are not your problem. Tinubu gangan ni problem wa. Tí Tinubu bá gbọ́dọ̀ lẹ́nu yìí, ọmọ Yorùbá land is free forever. Gbogbo àwọn tó lè sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n ti fowó ra gbogbo wọn, ti sọ gbogbo wọn dẹrú. Tẹ́ bá rí wọn tá bá jà lórí Twitter, wọ́n fún wọn sálárì ní oṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe nìyẹn o. Olórí burúkú wọn. They don't know that they too can become governor. They don't know that they too can become ministers. Wọ́n wá fún wọn ṣe PA on social media. Wọ́n máa fún wọn ní 50,000 per month. They are ready to fight. They fabricate lies. Igbos are not your problem. If you say you don't love Igbo, then Igbo ń gbalẹ̀ yìí. Kí ló wá tẹ́tẹ́ tún fẹ́ máa fún wa pọ̀ mọ́ wọn Nàìjíríà? Why don't you allow us to go our separate way? Káde sọ fún Igbo, okay, ẹ máa lọ lu yín. Okay, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ wá ṣe bísínẹ́sì, báwo la ṣe fẹ́ kọ́rí? Ká fún wọn ní our terms and conditions. Why must we all be together? They are all criminals. So Igbos are not our problem. Igbos are not our problem. Tinubu àtàwọn political pressure ní problem. Let
If Nigeria is selling Nigeria on the part of soup one, that is where they are making money. It is only in Nigeria that you will steal money, that there won't be any repercussion. Tinubu ni problem wa ní Yorùbá land o, kò sọmọ Igbo. If you have the opportunity, go out. Let everything quick post for year, post for year. That is where the Yoruba nation can come to fruition. Do not listen to the solitary people, they are criminals. So, are you not Dr. Kinika Oni, Tolo She Yoruba Party, Kinika ni London. Ole, it is not Tinubus project, yo. They have been funded by APC. They are all criminals, so it is either Yoruba nation or nothing. They are all thieves, they are all criminals. They don't love you. They don't love Yoruba land, yo. They are all criminals, so come to Baba. And my passion will get there. Up Yoruba nation. Thank you so much.
Wow. Moki gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Who owns Oando PLC? Ta ló ní? Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe digging kan kékeré lálẹ́. The place say people wey dey enjoy life for VI, Banana Island. You wey you dey inside Abule Egba. You wey you dey inside Okoko Maiko. You wey you dey suffer. So, truth and question, thank you so much. So, we want to be working for the criminals. Ta ló ní Oando? Àwọn ló partner pẹ̀lú. Why? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Let's learn something tonight. We will not back down, and we are not giving up. It is time that Yoruba people exit Nigeria now. They accept. Problem time in here. Tibugwabati accept with the end of Nigeria is here. That means we are going to be free altogether. But when we are saying, no, we don't want Nigeria to break, but we are going to deal with the Igbos, they play. They are Igbo nìkan ló ń di Nigeria. Ṣé Igbo ló ní Oando? One which nephew is the drug baron related to Tinubus family? Mumbo. If I have to extend this program, like I said, if you're tired, then you're lost. We're not tired, but we are still at work. I know our people, everybody's angry. I follow the issue of Ooni of Ife, but that's not where we're going tonight. Anytime I load Twitter, please, I'm just going to come in case it goes. Bear with me, I will start it again. Okay? Please. I will do it quick. If I come back, if it's gone, I will restart it again. Fix Nigeria. Which Nigeria? Shit hole country. Dead country. Okay, Otilo. It's fine. We'll start it again. Okay, we'll go on Koikimedia team. Pata. Kill offense wa. So káwa kan máa suffer. Káwọn kan máa gbádùn. Kí gbogbo wa máa gbádùn now. Putting sentiment in Nigeria. We want you to fake people. Enter a lórí mixella. Ẹ máa gbádùn ẹ lọ. Àti adjusting kankan. So that kò ní tán ní after 3 hours. Ẹ túbọ̀ support wa, mo bẹ̀ wá ni. silver ballon. They use Yoruba culture to as Nigerian culture in Olympic 2024. Nonsense. Omo. So if you're listening on the MixLR, I can assure you that it's secure. At least what you will top up. So you can go for more hours. Let's read a little bit from here. Ta ló ti gbọ́ nípa company kan tó ń pè ní Vito? VITOL. It was founded in 1966, somewhere in Rotterdam in Netherlands. Ta ló ti gbọ́ nípa company yẹn rí? Vito. Ẹ bá gbọ́ rí ẹ kàn sọ pé ẹ gbọ́ rí so that kálẹ̀ èmi náà gbọ́ rí o. Vito is a Swiss-based Dutch multinational energy and commodity trading company that was founded in Rotterdam in 1966 by Enik Victor and Jackie Dalitiga. Their revenue is about $404 billion US as of 2023. Subsidiary. Ibi ba mi fẹ́ kẹ́ fẹ́ abalẹ̀ kẹ́ gbọ́ kò ń ṣe Vimo ni mo ń sọ Vito ìyẹn mo ṣe spell ẹ̀ tí bá ti ń spell nǹkan mo fẹ́ kẹ́ get meaning ẹ̀ dáadáa ni VITOL. Subsidiaries. Listen to the end now. Ìwọ tó sọ pé o fẹ́ràn Nàìjíríà. Kí ló ń pè ní subsidiary? Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wo English dictionary subsidiary tó ìyẹn ló máa fi yé yín. So let's go and look for the subsidiary. Tabani
Subsidiary.
Toba wa pè ní plural noun. Tọ́kọ́ yẹn wá fi RI subsidiary. That means pé in tó pọ̀ tó link mọ́ wọn. But kí ló ń pè ní
subsidiary? A
company controlled by the holding company. Mo sọ fún yín pé Nàìjíríà gbogbo apáta ó ti ta gbogbo wa. Àtèmi àti wo everybody ó ti tà wá dànù. Want to save Nigeria. A subsidiary of Cable and Wireless. Now, let's go back again. Vito is a Swiss-based multinational energy and commodity. As of today, in 2023, are valued at $404 billion US. Company nìyẹn kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní ká keep Nigeria. A company has more assets and value than Nigeria. But ṣó mọ̀ pé ní Nigeria wà lára ibi tó ti ń rówó. Mo ní máa sọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria fún ẹ, inú á máa bí ẹ wà máa wá nǹkan tó fẹ́ lágò mọ́yàn lórí. Bínú ṣe máa ń bí èmi nìyẹn. A ti sọ many subsidiary. Ǹjẹ́ o mọ̀ pé Oando tí àwọn family Tinubu ní ó wà lábẹ́ Vito? Bí ọgbọ́n kan tí mo sọ ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sọ Yorùbá because mo fẹ́ sọ ní English ká má bàa mix ọ̀rọ̀ papọ̀. Vito tí mo dárúkọ yìí subsidiary wọn òun ni Oando license. Wọ́n tún wá ní petrol office, wọ́n ní OVH energy. Èmi ò máa wọ̀n yẹn but aṣáàmọ̀ Oando. Mo wá ń bi pé ta ló ní Oando? Ta ni Oando ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún? Ṣáwa Nigerians tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ni àbí ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún Vito? They play. ti gbá parọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa. Ọgbẹ́ original lọ, ọgbẹ́ fake lé wa lọ́wọ́. Just like báwọn ọmọ Igbo ṣe ń kó fake product. Àwọn yẹn tẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́, ọkàn kó fake product wọlé. But who do you blame? Now, mo ti fún yín ní background yẹn àbí? Ẹ jẹ́ ká wá padà lọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ Oando. Oando PLC is a Nigerian multinational energy company. Ṣé mo pé bá ṣe gbọ́ yẹn nísìnyí pé Nigerian multinational energy company. But kí ni mo sọ fún yín ní just few minutes ago nípa Oando? Ta ni mo ló ní? So is it truly a Nigerian multinational energy company? Then it is operating the upstream and the midstream and the downstream. Mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ló ń ṣe. Bó ṣe ń ṣe up, ó ń ṣe down, ó ń ṣe midstream. So is Oando truly working as a Nigerian business? And for us, let's read further. In July 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, just 8 years ago, according to Tankani Bibai, Oando entered into a tripartite agreement with the Vito Group, an independent trader of energy commodity and ILO's investment partner, an African-focused private investment firm, to form OVH, formerly known as Oando Downstream. They play. Àwa wà níbí bá ń sọ́fà, àwa nílùú òyìnbó, àwọn jíǹsì káàkiri, àwọn kaba, àwọn lọ gbòòrò, àwọn akáàbò. Ìyẹn kan wá ní àwọn kan fẹ́ jáde ní next week tó máa affect Oando. Àwa ń bínú sí yẹn, ìwọ ń jẹ́ lára Oando ni. Èló lẹ́ ń rẹpo nísìn? Why are we like this? Ṣé àwa ń jẹ lára Oando ni? Kí ni kàn wá? Tó bá fẹ́ affect the business Oando láti next week, let it be. Kó tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ lose the profit there lórí stock market. Just like we saw the spark of the crowd, kí làwọn yẹn jẹ́, antivirus. Do you know that they lost Microsoft lost $45 billion US. And one losing over 74, not million, no, on the stock market. So something that wants to make companies in Nigeria to lose money on the stock market. Ìwọ wá ń bínú sí yẹn pé kó má ṣẹlẹ̀. Are we okay? Oando ń ṣiṣẹ́ fáwa ni. They are part of Vito Group. Vito wá lówó ju Nigeria lọ. Vito wá ní owó. Their value is 400 billion. Àwa wá ní less than 40 billion in our foreign reserve. Àwa ń fowó yẹn defend the naira òfò. Ìwọ wá ń sọ pé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ má dàwó tí wọ́n fi ṣe protest. Àwa tún ní sentiment. Torí kọ́ má bàbá Lagos jẹ́. Kí ni Lagos fún ọ? Ṣé ó ń san salary fún every month ni? Ṣé ó ń gba child benefit ní Lagos State? Ṣé ó ń gba health care benefit ní Lagos State? Masha. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tó wá lọ wo ta ló ní Oando, ta ló ní? Who owns Oando? Jubril Adewale Tinubu, born on the 26th of June 1967, 7 years after independent lobby, a Nigerian businessman, a Nigerian business executive, and a lawyer who is the group chief executive of Oando PLC. He began his career in 1990 as an attorney. Kò rówó níbẹ̀ yẹn mọ́, ó wá rí owó nínú oil and energy àbí oil and gas bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń sọ. Oríwọ̀ tó ń wá oil and gas pé kọ́ tẹ̀ jẹ́ kó máa nulẹ̀ níbẹ̀ kó lè kí wọ́n náà lè máa gba sálárì kékeré. wọ́n ń sáré lọ sọ́dọ̀ babaláwo, ó ń sáré lọ sọ́dọ̀ àfà, ọ̀dọ̀ pásítọ̀ torí pé ó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Oando. Specializing in corporate and petroleum law assignment. So kò wá ṣe lawyer petrol and law assignment mọ́, ó bá kúkú wọnú ẹ̀ gangan. You know how? Nígbà tí connection oríṣiríṣi tọ́jọ́ sign oríṣiríṣi agreement, and you are there defending them when you cannot have a daylight. Ẹ wo bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe bright níwọ̀n bá díẹ̀, tí bá pa ilé nìkan ló máa tàn. Let's go further. Ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí the background of Oando. In September, Oando announced the execution of definitive agreements with vehicle owned by fund advisor by Hilos Investment Partners. Àwọn wo ni Hilos? Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lọ wá àwọn yẹn náà. Àwọn wo ni Hilos? Iṣẹ́ wo làwọn yẹn ń ṣe? Àwọn wo ló wà behind it? Hilos Investment Partner is a private equity investment firm operating in Africa but based in London. Oh, Lord, London. On fi resources wa fi operate. Àṣẹ àbá ìmárà àwọn òyìnbó yẹn. Àwọn agun BMW, àwọn agbádùn ayé wọn. Àwọn oil and gas. Àwọn wà nínú kitchen wọn, a máa fọbọ́, a máa nulẹ̀. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ délé náà sí. Founder Babatunde Soyoye, 2004. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ sí company house, mo ń bọ̀. Màá lọ find kankan nísìn. Mo lọ sí company house báyìí. Agbọ́dọ̀ kan tó wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn tí lórúkọ Yorùbá mẹ́ta. Hilos Investment Partner. Ó yá, company house gbé jáde. What can you tell me? Makasita farabalẹ̀. Company number wọn ẹ mú pen ẹ̀yin náà lè lọ Google ẹ̀. Mú pen. O as in Oscar 980. Hilos yẹn is spelled Helios. Investment Partners. Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo wa ní mógùn. Wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa dànù Ọlọ́run. Abájọ tó ní support Yorùbá Nation láti London. Wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa back to back. Wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa pátá. Wọ́n á kọ̀ máa wò mí báyìí ní sinimá fi mí mu champagne nínú penthouse. Wọ́n á ní ọmọ yìí ò níṣẹ́ o. Ẹ pé náà kẹ́ sọ fún pé kó lọ wáṣẹ́. Let's continue. Registered office, second floor, 12 Charles Street, St. James, London, SW1Y 4QU. Bí bá gba apartment síbẹ̀ yẹn pé mo fẹ́ máa ṣe ọ́fíìsì níbẹ̀ ohun ẹ̀ tí mo máa san every month. Ọlọ́run ẹ̀kọ́ ló ẹ jẹ gbèsè. Bọ̀ owó epo rọ̀bì èlò láwọn lè fẹ́ san. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà London Ọlọ́run kó wá pẹ̀lú gbogbo wa. Incorporated July 14, 2006. Ṣé Tinubu ló ní kó lọ incorporate sílẹ̀ so that tóun bá ti di president in the next 8 years kò ní look like bọ́ṣẹ̀ dá sílẹ̀. Yorùbá àbáyọ táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò yẹn ṣe ní una dey hold us together. Ṣọ́parọ́. àwa máa ń calculate tiwa dáadáa because now company nísìnyí lè sọ pé Koiki mo ti ṣí náà mo ti ṣí tipẹ́ mo ṣẹ̀ ṣí nísìnyí but wọ́n mọṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe. Incorporated in 2006. Let's go further. Hilos Africa Capital Partners. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wo àwọn tó wà behind it. People. 28 officers, 18 resignation. Correspondent address, second floor, 12 Charles Street, St. James, London, SW1Y 4Q uniform. LPP designated member. LPP yóò lórúkọ ni. Date of birth, January 1965, kò sórúkọ. Okay. Appointment, 1st of January 2009. Then eléyìí. Okay, no, orúkọ wà ńbẹ̀, sorry. Kumgan Paul Gerard. Àwọn yìí kò ìwà àbí. So tá a bá ti róyìn bò ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody. Mo ń bọ̀. Used to collect parcel and mailing from them when working for Royal Mail. Èyí mọ̀ wọ́n dáadáa nìyẹn. So Paul Gerard. Okay, but mo kọ́kọ́ lọ rí LPP designated member kò yé mi ní wọ́n orúkọ òyìnbó ní orúkọ Yorùbá ni mò ń wá. So kò tẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n wò kè. So mo ti rí nísìn 28 officers, 18 resignation. Paul Gerard, ọmọ 1965. Then another one, Lucina, ọmọ 1974. Then Lawani Temitope Olúgbéminíyì, ọmọ 1970. Appointment 14th of July 2006. Country of residence UK. Ṣóyọyè Babátúndé Temitope, November 1968. Wọ́n ní support Yorùbá nation. Àwọn eléyìí ò ní support Yorùbá nation torí pé inú Oando ni gbogbo wọn ti ń jẹ partners. You can see ẹ̀rí nǹkan tá à ń dí pẹ̀lú. Yorùbá nation kò tí wáyé kí ló dé tó ń pẹ́. When we have many stumbling blocks. Ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ti rè eléyìí tí mo fi ń sọ pé tá a bá ń punch ẹlẹ́yọ kan kò ní ràn. Ẹ jẹ́ káwa 1 million máa punch the same different places. Kíá ló máa ràn. Àràràn bọ́ǹbù ni. When we are ready, we will go. It's ready. No. It's ready. Awareness and education are crazy. I don't think we are ready. We are not ready yet. Sing. Oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn ló tẹ employ. Kalu, Martin Christopher, Obi Henry Awale, March 1963. The same address, náà ni gbogbo wọn jọ ń lò. Ofuya Ọ̀gbẹ́mí, wọ́n appoint ilé ní 2020, àwọn fresher. Káyọ̀dé Akíntúndé Akínọlá, okay, ilé ìlú àdírẹ́sì, corresponding address, Patasi, born August 1976, appointment 2009. Rẹ́rẹ́ ń rún Nàìjíríà yẹn o. Àwọn àwa náà máa lọ sùn nísìnyí, oorun tẹ̀ tí ń wà lójú mi. A máa parí program yìí lọ́la. Samuel Ayọ̀dèjì. Rẹ́rẹ́. Bàbá mi wà rí kílẹ̀ sọ, you remember as an eye-opener of Yoruba put into Nigerian artificial state darkness, the kind of response I get from Yoruba towards Yoruba nation assists in knowing and evaluating their stance, emotion, physique. Àwọn rẹ́rẹ́ ń rún gan-an. So Hilos, but founder gangan ni Babátúndé Ṣóyọyè, òun gangan ló founder, ó wá lo àwọn òyìnbó lókè. So ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́ máa rórúkọ àwọn òyìnbó. So who is Babátúndé? Olele, Chief Executive, a Nigerian national, is a co-founder and managing partner of Hilos. Iṣẹ́ wo ni Hilos ń ṣe? Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council. Okay. CEO and Managing Partner, Hilos Investment, Mr. Shoyoye, co-founder, Hilos Investment Partners, a leading African private investment firm. Okay. Mr. Shoyoye, a Nigerian national, is a co-founder and managing partner of Hilos, has 22 years of principal investment experience. Prior to forming Hilos, he was a principal at the TPG Capital in London, responsible for telecommunications, media investment across Europe, blah, 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 blah. He's a fluent Yoruba speaker. We could support Yoruba Nation. I won't support Yoruba Nation. Okay. Àwọn owó Nàìjíríà kan wọ London lọ́kàn wọlé lọ́tún lọ́sì. Àwọn dẹ̀ wà mí ìgbà táwọn wá £1,000 wá £10,000. Ẹ ká parí ètò báyìí. I'm tired, so ẹ ká parí ẹ̀. Ẹ ká sọ ìtókù dọ̀la. Má ṣe o. Wọ́n ti gbé wa ní. So wọ́n ní in September 2006, Oando announced the execution of a definitive agreement with the vehicle owned by fund advised by Hilos Investment Partner at Mount Walabe Hilos, a premier Africa-focused private investment firm, to acquire 49% of the voting right in Oando. What he want to 49%. Ilé. Àfi ẹgbẹ́ owó jáde láti Nàìjíríà wá wọ UK náà ní investment wá máa lọ. Ọlọ́run wa. Àwọn Oando yìí ni wọ́n wà interesting kẹ̀ ní tí mò ń kà lálẹ́ yìí. Bí ẹ̀gbọ́n tí mo sọ, wọ́n ní Hilos ó ti acquire 49% of voting right nínú Oando midstream business subsidiary, Oando Gas and Power Limited. So wọ́n fún Hilos ní 49% voting right. That's like almost 50%. Oando is Nigeria indigenous. Kí ló mean by indigenous? Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo anímúgùn. So Oando lè máa lo the word indigenous. Oando is Nigeria's indigenous oil and gas company with a production output of 43,000 barrels and 6,800 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent, enterprise value of 520 billion naira, and a market capitalization of 115 billion naira. History: Oando's earliest root can be traced to the formation of Esso Africa. Esso is a trading name for ExxonMobil. Originally, the name was primarily used by its predecessor Standard Oil or New Jersey after the breakup of the original Standard Oil Company in 1911. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo wọn. Wọ́n ti gbé gbogbo anímúgùn. So before Nigeria amalgamation, so business kò tẹ̀ ń lọ back to back. Gàbí glasses mi ò ṣiṣẹ́ ni. Ó ń ríran dáadáa. Ohun tí mò ń kà náà ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Wọ́n ní Oando earliest root. Kí ló ń pè ní root? Pé tá bá fẹ́ trace ibi tí Oando ti ń bọ̀. Báwa náà ṣe ń trace root wa. So a kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ padà lọ sí Esso Africa in 1956. Kò tí ì sí independent in Nigeria. I hope I'm making sense at the last 12 minutes of this program. It might be like a joke, no be joke. Farabalẹ̀. Wọ́n ní tá bá máa trace Oando, a máa kọ́kọ́ padà sí níbo ló ti generate. Wọ́n wá dárúkọ Esso Africa in 1956. Mo wá gbé sábẹ́ Esso yẹn. Ó wá ń sọ pé Esso is a trading name of Exxon Mobil, another company tó ní òyìnbó wọ́n ti kó gbogbo wa ní mugun, wọ́n ti ta gbogbo wa dànù. Àti wà ní one chance ti pẹ́. Àti wà ní one chance ti pẹ́. We are all entrapped. Ẹ gbọ́ bíbá dáadáa. Oando tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ a fẹ́ trace ibi tó ti ń bọ̀ gangan. Wọ́n wá ní tá bá máa trace ẹ̀ o, a gbọ́dọ̀ padà sí ESO Africa. ESO Africa yẹn dẹ̀ ti exist as far back as Standard Oil Company ní 1911. So that means pé it used to be Standard Oil Company ní 1911. Láti Standard Oil Company ó padà lọ sí ESO, ó padà lọ sí Exxon, láti Exxon Mobil ó sọ di ESO, láti ESO Africa, láti ESO Africa ọba kúkú gbé sí Oando. Abájọ Amẹ́ríkà ò ṣe fẹ́ release gbogbo details Tinubu. Àwọn ọ̀gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá release wàhálà máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Abájọ tí bọ̀bọ̀ David Odo yẹn ṣe ń press òun nídìí gbogbo data Tinubu. Kí èmi ò tẹ̀lé lè rí. Nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà o. Damn. Oando tá à ń sọ yẹn Oando wọ́n máa wọ̀ ọ́ pé wọ́n ní company tó kọ́kọ́ ń jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ní 1911 which is 3 years before the amalgamation. Abájọ tí gbogbo wọn tá bá lọ bá wọn pé a fẹ́ pín wá ní àìtí lè pín nísìnyí. Ẹ má pín ṣebẹ́ ilẹ̀ ń control gbogbo nǹkan yín. Àṣọ ń gbé wa ní mugun ni. Wọ́n set up company ní London. Wọ́n fún wọn ní 49%. Do you know the meaning of that? Voting right. So voting right ẹ̀ mí pé táwọn kan bá fẹ́ jà ní Nàìjíríà, àwọn tí London máa kọ̀ sọ pé no, you can't do that. We have 49%. Ọ̀dẹ̀ kan nídìí èèyàn mẹ́ta péré nídìí Nàìjíríà. Ṣẹlẹ̀ ìtẹ̀wá Nàìjíríà ó ti gbogbo wa ní mugun. So the voting right mi pé gbogbo 49 yẹn Tinubu làwọn yẹn máa support. Wọ́n kàn nídìí mẹ́ta sí kó fi defeat anyone tó bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. British Nigerian Company 1956. There was no Nigerian passport but the British Nigerian passport pre-1960. Let's continue. So ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti yé yín? I'll read it one more time, then we read the rest because this program ends in 10 minutes. At 2 hours, 50 minutes exactly. So history Oando la sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nísìnyí. The history of Oando. I hope I'm pronouncing it very well. Oando's earliest roots can be traced to the formation of ESO Africa in 1956. ESO Africa was a downstream marketing company, a subsidiary of Exxon Corporation of the United States of America. To increase the availability of petroleum products in the hinterland in 1976, the Nigerian government purchased a controlling stake in the company and rebranded the company as Unipetro Nigeria. On the 1st of March 1991, Unipetro became a public limited company. Later on in the same year, the Nigerian government sold 60% equity to the Nigerian public in an initial public offering. To who? Sold it to who? The average Nigerians or the stakeholders of Nigeria? By February 1992, Unipetro was listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. In 1991, as election was done in Nigeria, àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa olè jíjà, they were setting themselves up, registering company in London, in America, getting offshore, preparing for their crime to move money out of Nigeria. The Obasanjos, the David Mark, name them. In 1991, the Unipetrol acquires 40% stake in the Gas Link Nigeria Limited, a gas utility company. The acquisition was motivated by a wish to utilize its exclusive gas sales and purchase agreement with the Nigerian gas company. In 2001, the company increased its stake to 51%. So far, GasLink was developed 250 kilometers of gas pipeline infrastructure. In 2000, Ocean and Oil, a private investment company led by the Nigerian entrepreneur Adewale Tinubu and Omomofo Boyo, acquired 30% controlling interest in Unipetrol PLC. In 2001, Ocean and Oil increased its stake in the Unipetrol to 42% by irremediable convertible loan stock issue. In 2002, Ocean and Oil led Unipetrol bid for 60% stake of Ajip Nigeria PLC, a rivalry petroleum marketing firm owned by Ajip Petrol BV, an Italian-based oil company. The merged company was named Oando PLC in 2003, making the company the largest downstream petroleum marketing company in Nigeria. Ẹ máa pín Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú peace. Àmọ́ òun ayọ̀ la máa sùn. Mo kí gbogbo lélẹ̀ nǹkan sí Yorùbá Nation no going back. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá, forílẹ̀ ibi wá, kàgbéga fàlèrè. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa. Ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtohun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ọ̀tọ̀ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Mo kí gbogbo lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. We will treat this again. There is just so much mess in Nigeria. And that mess is going down very soon. Good night, and thanks so much for everyone. Orayola Masun. Don't have sleepless nights. Just have it at the back of your mind. Nigeria is on the keg of gunpowder. And that powder is ready to spread across Nigeria, including Lagos. Good night.